Salute, gentlemen.
Salute. Happy birthday, my
so
brother.
much. Thank you for
to
being
many
here.
more.
Thank you, young Jamie. Thank you. Thank you all. Woo!
Tremendous.
53 spins around the sun.
I have not fucking had a drink the whole fucking...
The whole COVID?
The whole COVID. Not, I didn't drink before that either, I don't think.
No,
so,
you weren't much of a drinker.
It's fuck. Every night I go home, I'm going to have a makeup because the Heineken makes it light.
Yeah.
5 points.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous. And
They make a double zero that actually tastes good. Zero alcohol. It's Heineken has, for sure, the best non-alcoholic beer.
Really?
It tastes like fucking beer. Like, if you were an alcoholic, you'd be like, oh, my God, I fucked up. Like, you know how you have those? Like, I like O'Doul's. It tastes good, but it doesn't taste like beer. A cold O'Doul's is delicious. I like those I do. Some people don't like them. I like them. Like a cold one is really nice. But you know what you're doing. With the Heineken, they kind of trick you. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're doing some weird shit. Because it tastes like beer.
Well, beer is like a taste, kind of. That's the way O'Doul's work. It's kind of like that smoke juice you put in meat. Like, oh, that's the taste of smoke.
Right. Or like watermelon gum. That shit don't taste like watermelon.
No, but still good.
But you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how beer, like I grew up on 6-packs and 8-packs. 8-packs with 8 ounces.
Yeah.
Nips. You got a case of Nips or a case of beer. And then you went out to Colorado and they had 3.2.
3.2.
Alcohol.
Low alcohol beer.
If you're under
like Utah.
between 18 and 21.
Oh, really?
That's what you have to drink. Then when you turn 21, they give you the full dose. There used to be a club on the hill, I forget what it was, in the University of Boulder, downstairs, and that's what they served you, 3.2 beer.
Right around the time I was turning 18 was the time they made it 21 years old. I'm pretty sure. Find out when they did it in Massachusetts. When did Massachusetts make the drinking age from 18 to 21? I feel like I missed it by like a year or two, but probably for good. They were like, Jesus Christ. Like,
I remember that when I was in elementary. People were mad about that.
Yeah, at least make it harder for them. Fucking animals.
Thank you for the COVID test.
My pleasure.
I did the blood test.
Okay, it's 1979. They've raised the drinking age from 18 to 20. Huh, but when was it 21? Oh, okay, 84. Dukakis.
84.
Exactly. Okay,
Dukakis.
So 84, I was 17. That son of a bitch. And he raised it from 20 to 21.
Dukakis also fucked up. He gave out furloughs to prisoners, and one escaped and killed somebody. So when I got into
Willie
a halfway
Brown, right?
house,
wasn't it?
when I got to a halfway house, everybody was mad at Dukakis because you couldn't have furloughs no more.
Oh,
He
that was
used
a
to
famous
furlough
story.
prisoners. Yes.
What about it? Was Willie something or another, right?
I forget the whole story, but I know that people in prison were furious because they couldn't go to fucking on furloughs no more.
That poor guy.
Dukakis let them go for like 4 days, like a fucking, like Club Med for 4 days. He's a fucking prisoner. I ain't gonna let him go to Club Med, and that was the end of that tune.
Well, they're releasing a lot of prisoners right now because of COVID. They're opening up the doors.
18,000 in California.
Did you hear that one that just...
that came out of jail and shot the motherfucker who accused him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the best idea, kids. There's a lot of those people who are very violent. Like, it depends on what you're letting out. You're letting out some dude who sold weed. You should have let him out a long time ago. You're letting out some guy who's selling mushrooms. Let that guy out. Don't keep him in a fucking cage with people who are murderers.
We've had this conversation before. You got to let out the people that are nonviolent drug offenders.
Yes, all of them.
Nonviolent drug offenders, first-time offenders, unless, there's you know what the big thing in jail is sometimes when you go to county? There's a big DUI population.
Really?
There's motherfuckers that can't stop getting DUIs. I think my ex-brother-in-law has the record in Colorado. I'm not making a joke here. Like, there's people that stay in the system because of the DUI problem.
Jeez.
They got to blow into a tube before they start their car.
Yeah, my friend Robbie has that.
They got all types of shit. So, and then they put you in work release. That's a complete different situation. Then they have different levels of it.
Yeah. That blowing in the thing, it takes some time too. He couldn't just start his car. So if it was cold out, like we were playing pool, and I go, "How long does that take?" And he's like, "It takes like 5 minutes. You just got to sit here because it has to check to see to make you all right." And you can't. There's no getaways. Like if someone's chasing you, you hop in the car. You got to blow on the thing to get the car to start.
I had a friend that did that. He used to just pay people $5 to blow in there. He would get hammered. Come here. What are you doing? Blow in there.
Do you know what happened in Chicago? Do you have any idea what happened this weekend in Chicago?
No.
Do you know?
Oh, about the
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there was
The
a shooting.
riots.
There was a shooting, and then there was some crazy looting.
They broke into Tesla.
And Jamie was the first one to tell me that there was like a incorrect story. The incorrect story was that a 14-year-old girl was shot. Is that what it was? Or a 15-year-old girl was shot?
I heard, a 15-year-old was shot and killed by the police, but it was misinformation and I don't know how that got out or who put it out initially. I didn't find out that part of it, but it was actually a 20-year-old that was not killed and was in the hospital. Oof. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're one of those away. We're one of those away from this whole fucking thing exploding in different cities again.
Why do you feel this strongly about Los Angeles lately?
There's too many
I've seen
people
you make
here,
a turn
Joey.
ever since the Houston trip, you've been a different person.
Well, I've been thinking about it for quite a while. I've been thinking about leaving LA for a while. This is just my feeling. I don't think this is a healthy way to live. I don't think it's good for your brain. I really don't.
Which part of it?
The people that live here, like, I wonder if it's a coincidence that so many people that live in cities have like it's like cities are always Democratic, right? Almost always. Cities are rarely Republican. Isn't that weird? Like, I don't know. I mean, is Houston like that? That's a pretty big city. Dallas is a pretty big city, but I think they might be blue. I think the cities might be blue, and then the states are all, the surrounding areas red.
Me and Jamie grew up red.
I wonder, but I always used to think that was because they were smarter. I used to think that they were more educated, so they were more likely to be Democrats. Because my family was Democrats growing up, and I always felt like that was like the people who were really interested in freedom of speech, really interested in education, and really interested in welfare and making programs for poor people and prison reform. They didn't want the death penalty. They wanted you to have the right to choose. That's what it was always to me. So why the fuck are they all like lumped up in cities? Like, what is that? It's because that's where all the universities are. But there's some universities that are in the middle of nowhere too. It's weird. It's weird how cities are like if you just forget if you had a dog in the fight. If just looking at people, it's odd that these big giant clumps are almost always they lean Democrat. It's weird. And then when shit like what's going on now happens, where you have violent reactions on a regular basis. Like on a regular basis, there's riots. On a regular basis, there's crazy shit going on in Portland and Seattle. They're trying to burn federal buildings. This isn't rare. This is like every day. We're totally accustomed to it. Have you noticed? You see a fucking looting and a riot and a building on fire on TV, you don't even flinch. You don't even flinch. That used to be a big deal, right? Remember like the Waco days? That was a big fucking deal. There was a standoff with the feds in a compound, and there was a guy who thought he was Jesus who was fucking everybody's wife, and they had guns. And you're like, holy shit.
Waco was fucked up.
It was
What year
fucked
was
up.
Waco? 94, 95?
Hicks was alive because Hicks talked about it on stage. So it had to be I think Hicks died in like 93 in that area. It was like Hicks and Kinnison died within a couple of years of each other.
It was
So it had to
Waco
be-
and then the Oklahoma City bombing, which
Yep.
blew our fucking minds.
Waco, 93. Okay.
93, and
So-
then 94, 95 was the Oklahoma City bombings, which really fucked with me that week. I snorted a lot of coke.
The Oklahoma City bombings are very interesting.
Very interesting.
Very
that
interesting.
Week.
There's a lot of
That
weird
for
stuff.
April
to that.
19, 1995. I was still living in Boulder.
Do you see that building? Look at the building. There's people to this day that don't believe that that was just a car filled with some sort of explosive that did that.
Damn.
The most thing I remember that
They
fucked
say
with
it's
me,
too uniform.
it was a daycare on the basement.
Oh.
That's what destroyed me that week. And I remember I bought a big batch of coke and I cut it and I was trying to sell it. And I did the whole bag in 4 fucking days just watching the coverage on this.
Ugh.
There are some fucking insane people out there, and there are people that are so insane they'll plant a bomb in front of a building and blow the whole side of it. They don't give a fuck who's inside.
Timothy
They wanna-
McVeigh.
Yeah.
And then
Look
you
at
had
that.
the Unabomber around that time.
Look at how it blew. That's crazy. So there was all these reports. The problem is like eyewitness reports after traumatic events like that, they're always off. People always like, they don't know what they saw. They're so fucked up. And you could tell them what they saw, and then they'll repeat what you said. It does happen with people. When there's a big crazy explosion like that, so you don't know who's telling the truth and who's... But there was a lot of people that were saying they saw people carrying off bombs that were unexploded. They saw like the FBI carrying off bombs, like that there was more than one bomb. And then the way it looks, if you look at the way the building exploded, the way they were explaining, I was watching something on it, that the way one of those bombs would go off, if it was just a fertilizer bomb, like it wouldn't necessarily go off that way, where it looks like the whole side of the building is going out, you know? That it would be located, the blast would be, all the damage would be where the truck was located. But being a moron and not knowing shit about explosives, I don't know if that's true, but it does get interesting. Like, who gave him this information? Why is he blowing up that building? Like, what the fuck is going on? You could do that with a truck and some manure? Is that real? That's a hell of a fucking bomb. Can you do that? Like, could any crazy fuck just fill a pickup truck up, fill with fertilizer, do what they have to do to light it on fire and make it explode and blow up a building like that?
Yeah, was the one guy was a suicider, or he just left it there and detonated it?
I think he just left it there.
And detonated it. Then they caught him, the one guy. There was a pair. They were part of a paramilitary group in the hills of Michigan or some shit.
Something extra spooky about those white dudes who live in the woods who are plotting to overthrow the government. Right? There's something extra spooky about those guys. And that's what you think of when you think of Timothy McVeigh. You think of those kind of people. Those, those people like. It's a real sad story. You ever hear the Ruby Ridge story?
No.
That's a real sad one. That was a guy who got in a standoff with the cops, with the federales, and they fucking shot his wife while she was holding the baby. I forget exactly what they were after him for. I forget exactly what it was, but it was an egregious overuse of power. I mean, they murdered these people, and the snipers murdered these people, and the people eventually shot back, and then, I mean, it's just a bloodbath. But it became a symbol of how, if you give people that kind of power, you don't know exactly how they're going to wield it. You give people the power to like pull guns out and storm some fucking cabin in the middle of the woods. Some people are more than willing to shoot people.
Did you ever see this story? It's Tony Curitisis.
What is it?
This was a live press conference that got put on like every news channel. A friend of mine sent this to me recently. There's like a whole YouTube series about it. I think it's maybe even on Amazon Prime.
What's going on?
He's really mad at this dude. I think he was like his mortgage broker or something like that. He got taken advantage of, and so he kidnapped him.
Oh, my
It's like
God.
a 4-day ordeal.
Oh, my God.
And he took over all the airwaves to get like his story heard.
Oh, my
I
God.
started looking into it the other day. It was insane. Like, I never even heard of it. It was in like 1979 or something, 77.
Is he still alive? What's his Yelp look like?
I actually think he might still be alive.
Holy
when I looked
shit.
him up, I think he was alive, yeah.
Holy shit.
This is the creepiest start to any podcast I've ever been on in my life. Buildings blowing up. Some poor fucking governor with a gun to his fucking head. What the fuck is going on here? What
Jesus
the fuck
Christ.
is going on here? I just did a COVID test. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden I come into bombs and fucking explosions. Where's the happiness? It's your
waiting.
birthday,
Thank you very
cocksucker.
much. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to me.
We're getting the fuck out of here because all you need to do is hook a fucking left on La Cienega and then hook another left on Melrose and drive and play a game. Let's count the 4 lease signs.
Yeah.
And think about...
You can't just shut things down.
Think about the last time you were at the Improv. Close your eyes and think about the last time you were at the Melrose Improv. Now open them. When you go to Melrose now, think of the last time you were there.
Ugh.
And think of how long it's going to take for Melrose to be like that again.
Melrose was destroyed already.
That is
Like-
why I am leaving, because of things like this. I see an 18-month comeback, and that's a guy with a GED. I see it's going to take, let's say
but
we
that's
go
assuming,
April.
That's assuming everything goes well.
That's assuming everything goes well and everybody does the vaccine. Or some people say it's going to disappear November on like election day. It's
Well,
going to just disappear.
that doesn't
I don't
make any
fucking
sense,
know
whoever
either.
those
So
people
yeah,
are.
I don't fucking know either. But I'm looking at this as an 18-month recovery. West Hollywood is going to be last because of the supermarket situation. They had 29 infected employees, and they spread it throughout the community in Hollywood. West Hollywood's going to be last. Did you know that? That all those bars are going to be last. So I'm sorry to give you the fucking bad news.
Joey, you just went off on Joe about starting this podcast off with bad news, and now you made me even feel worse because
we're talking about why we're leaving here. We're talking about why we're leaving. Why we're leaving. That's why. And the other thing that bothered me was the no school.
Burbank ain't bad right now. You know, like they
Burbank
don't.
ain't bad.
But you're homeless for 24 hours there, and then you disappear.
Let me tell you something about Burbank, though. Burbank. Every time I go to Burbank just to look around. I got friends that live in Burbank. I go to 2 areas of Burbank. I go down Magnolia to Victory by Alberto's, and I see that street is getting very eerie. Like when you go on that street, you feel 2 things are coming. An earthquake. Every time I'm on Magnolia, I think of an earthquake. Like this is good earthquake weather for some reason by the donut hut. And then you see those people lining up for guns. There's 3 stores
there's 3
in a row.
of them right around me, yeah.
Joe Rogan, it's crazy.
They're there every day.
I was driving the other day, 9:30 in the morning. There was a big line in front of Peterson's trying to buy guns.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. I follow all the gun shops around me, and they all have Instagrams, of course, and they show all the guns they got in for the day. And I'm like, oh, you know, I might get one of those. And then like an hour later, it's sold out like shoes. Like there's a line constantly on all 3 of those gun stores.
How fucking sad is that?
Well, this is what what's sad. What's sad is, I mean, we know we didn't have a plan if everything went sideways like this, and you can't like governors and mayors. It's their fault, right? But it's not their fault because really, that fucking job is a ridiculous job in a pandemic. Like all of a sudden, there's a new problem that's presented with you. You don't have the resources to fix it. People are not going to listen. They're going to want to party. They're going to want to still go out. They're going to do. And you're in this situation where a large percentage. It didn't turn out to be as bad as we thought it was, but they thought it was going to be a large percentage of our population could possibly die, and you don't have the resources. And what do? And governors. Even though they are in that position, they're in that position because they got elected. They're not in that position because they passed a battery of tests and show that they know exactly how to respond to any given circumstance. They were charismatic. They had the right money behind them. They said the right things. They backed the right bills. And then you become a mayor, and then you become a governor. But it doesn't mean you know what to do if things go sideways, and no one knows what to do. And the fact that they were always getting those checks, they're always getting those checks. No matter what happened, no matter what shut down, they kept getting those government checks. And they told all these other people they couldn't work. Like, you can't, that's not a plan. That's not a sustainable plan. You can't tell people you can't work, but I'm going to keep getting paid. And I'm going to tell you when you can go back to work again. Because people are going to go, fuck you. Like, you can't just keep everything shut down for 5 months. That is California. I don't know what the proper response would have been. I don't know. But this wasn't it. This wasn't the best case scenario. And again, not a fucking word about your health. Not a word about taking vitamin D. Not a word about exercise. Not a word about drink water. Not a word about cut out sugar. Not a word about use this as an opportunity to lose weight. We have to up our metabolic health. We have to take vitamins. We have to be better about our health. Not one word. Everything's wear a mask and you can't do this and you can't do that. Don't open this and don't open that. And look, they weren't prepared. That's all it is. They're not bad people. Like, people think that they wanted to sabotage the state or sabotage the city. I'm sure Garcetti and Newsom are nice guys. They probably are fine to hang out with. The problem is nobody was ready. Nobody knew what the fuck this was.
I can't hang out with Garcetti. He says Los Angelinos too much. Leave it alone, all right?
Angelinos.
Angelinos. He drives me fucking crazy. Newsom looks like you could smoke a joint with him.
Maybe.
And talk to him, and he'll go, "You're right. I fucked up." But Garcetti's too. What about the fucking DA's husband's getting charged with assault? Because
What happened?
Jackie Lacey's husband is getting charged with a misdemeanor assault because when they went to his house to protest, that brother pulled out a piece.
Did he really?
And said, "Get the fuck away from my door." And they took a picture of him, and they charged him with misdemeanor, whatever, assault. The DA's husband.
My God.
It's just been,
The mayor or the head of police of Seattle just quit.
Yeah, that motherfucker tapped. He sent the letter
It's a
out.
lady. No, it's a
can't-
lady.
Yeah, she
Because
said
those cuts, man.
Yeah.
That's
She sent the letter out.
$8 million.
Well, the cops, they see the writing on the wall. For whatever reason, people decide they hate cops now. Look, there's bad people in every fucking job. The problem with being a bad cop is it can ruin a person's entire life, ruin the life of a family. when you see someone abuse someone like that, like what we saw, it's natural to get upset. We all got upset, but it's not every cop. And I think that's a crazy way of looking at things, and they're figuring that out right now in New York. And New York has record crime, man.
New York is going off the fucking hook.
My friend John Joseph, he lives in New York. He's always sending me updates.
It's off the fucking chains.
It's crazy. And John's never left. He's been, he's the lead singer of the Cro-Mags. Hardcore dude, does triathlons and shit. He's not going anywhere. You're not kicking him out. But he sends me these updates on crime, and nobody gives a fuck. It's crazy. It's like these guys. I mean, the criminals. They don't give a fuck. They're getting
stealing
wild.
catalytic converters in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Catalytic converters are going like fucking hotcakes now, okay?
That's so crazy.
I thought of stealing crazy shit.
How much does
like
that
when I
work?
was doing coke, I was thinking about breaking into the White House, shit like that. But who would rob a fucking catalytic converter right off the street? They melt them down to platinum, they sell it, and that's how they're making a living.
Jeez.
Studio City the last week, they've been hitting neighborhoods. So if you park on the street, they clip your catalytic converter.
How weird.
But it's great. Everyone has Nest cams now and home security cameras. So, like, next door has become my new fetish of just watching people's home security of, like, people walking in the neighborhood and doing nothing.
That's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
this
but
guy
let me
looks
tell you
suspicious.
something. Let me tell you guys a fact. Our friend's martial arts school got robbed the other night.
Yeah. What'd they steal?
She caught it on camera. She dialed 911. They put her on hold for an hour.
What?
So you're dead. You're dead, buddy.
Always call the non-emergency line, by the way.
And always press 2. And always press 2. You want it in Spanish. They pick up quicker. For you fucking unemployment dummies that haven't gotten
You
unemployment,
just gave up the secret. Though.
you got to. I don't need unemployment no more. You got to press 2. Speaking Spanish, they get answered quicker. You dumb fucks. You learned something new with Uncle Joey. Why are you pressing 1? It's to say press 2 if you speak Spanish. The lady's going to answer, and you're going to talk to her like halfway, like Mino Sabe, and she'll fucking give you your paperwork, and next thing you know, you got your unemployment. But everybody presses 1 like a fucking knucklehead. Think about that next time. Think about press Spanish and see how quick they fucking pick up the phone.
Isn't it crazy how everybody went from everything's great, the economy's great, we hate Trump, but other than that, things are great.
But
That was like that was how the country was, and then all of a sudden, everybody wants a gun. Same people.
It's because people are actually scared. And they're watching that video of live footage. That scared
Also,
a lot of people.
They also know people who have died, so they're scared to go to work. There's that too, right? That compounds it. Everybody knows somebody who's gone because of COVID, or knows
Yes.
somebody. Yeah.
That tastes tremendous, by the way. I don't know who made that. What
Buffalo
it is.
Trace. It's the shit.
That is fucking
is great.
delicious. Fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's very good.
If I didn't have
It's
to
American.
drive, I'd have 9 more.
This shit is older than America. This company started in 1773.
That is fucking delicious.
Where they out of?
Huh?
Kentucky. Buffalo Trace.
You do 2 more of those, then you
They
gotta
used to
break
make booze during the when it was illegal. They did it for medicinal reasons. I didn't know that they had a weed scam. Like they have a weed scam today, they used to have a booze scam. Same thing. You could distill whiskey for medicinal purposes. Like a doctor could prescribe it. Like, Brian, you need a drink. Like, whew, thanks, doc. You go to a doctor and cut your script for some whiskey, I guess. Which, what the fuck did they use whiskey for medicinal purposes?
Having fun.
Dog, I used to fucking drink. I used to drink Jack and pull my teeth out.
Oh,
When I didn't have insurance, when I was a young comic.
oh God. Oh, if
on
you had
the-
a toothache?
if I had a toothache on the way home, I'd stop and get a little pint of Jack, do shots, gargle with it, and work the tooth. A couple of
something
bumps
about-
to numb the head, and you're fucking good to go. It was terrible.
Something about losing your teeth that's like extra creepy.
Listen to me, dog. From the cocaine drip, from all those years, right at the end, nobody really caught it. You got to watch an episode of My Name is Earl. When I go, I sing a song at the end. Tim Stacks, what you gonna do? Look at my tooth. My tooth is black. I had already quit coke 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, like a month later, I see that episode, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Your
I got a
tooth was
cocaine.
dead?
I got a cocaine tooth.
Oh, my God.
From the nerve. Nobody caught it. So I went to the doctor for something different. It was like the 22nd of December. And he was like a Beverly Hills dentist. Like this idiot sent me to like the, your friend's dentist, Jamie from My Name is Earl. Like he has the movie stars and shit. They send me there. I'm no movie star. You got to pay $200 just to walk in there. So I went in there for something different. And the doctor said to me, what are you going to do about that the cocaine tooth? And he goes, yeah, I had one of those at one time. That's the best when the doctor cops are doing drugs. So
How many doctors cop to doing drugs?
I got 2 of them that
Really?
have copped to me. 3 of them.
Wow.
Like cocaine?
Four.
Wow.
One that I grew up, and I would see him out at clubs, and he'd come up to me. I was 21. He was like 50, and he'd come up to me. He'd go, what do you got for the head in Spanish? In Cuban, miss. He used to say, ¿Qué tiene para la cabeza? And I go, aspirina, aspirin. And he would go, vete a cingar, compadre. And he would walk away from me. My one family doctor, whenever I went to see him, the best, 20 years as my doctor, I couldn't give him nothing hand to hand, but I walked into his office, put it on his desk, and then I go to the examination room. I never gave him blow. I just gave him like lollipops and brownies. I remember one time I went in and he's like, listen, man, I found one of your brownies one night and I ate it. Holy shit. Next thing you know, I was making a steak sandwich at 4 a.m. What the fuck was in that thing? Oh, yeah. And then my heart doctor now, he's the best. That's the best doctor I've ever had. He's got 3 stents in his heart from doing blow. He sold Quaaludes in Chicago. He's a fucking nut, but I love him. Love him to death.
Joey, what do you think happens to the country?
Me?
How does this, when you look at it, how does this even out?
Listen, first of all, I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. I don't know what red means and what blue means. I grew up hanging out with guys that were Democrats. I ripped signs down as a kid for people. I did all that political dirty shit as a kid. And guess what? By the age of 13, I saw the theft at the municipal level. I couldn't imagine the thievery at the presidential, the senatorial level, and the governor level. I couldn't imagine what the thievery was, okay? I saw it firsthand as a child. I was involved with it. I saw the payoffs. I went to Long Island with this family. I saw all this shit. I saw how things got done, So I lost my faith in it. Like, I don't really believe it. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. Joe Rogan's running for president. I got a drug that is going to hook people, is going to fuck people up. I donate $5 million to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan makes a few calls and gets that drug passed. And every year I donate $5 million to Joe Rogan. That's
It's
how
a
the
little
game
more
is
complicated
played.
than that.
But it's in the same fucking neighborhood,
yeah, it's in
my
the same
friend.
neighborhood. You're right.
It's in the same fucking neighborhood.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
You buy yourself into this. So,
Yeah.
you know what? As far as politics, I never trusted. So disclaim me as a politician. I'm talking about as a human being. I see a lot of despair. I see a lot of fear. I see, yesterday somebody put a thing up, and they said that they shut the clubs down in San Diego. And I go, thank fucking God. And a lot of people said shit to me, and I'm like, I'm not saying because of that. I'm saying because of the social despair. I think that if you're in a parking lot doing comedy, and a guy just went home and his wife broke up with him, and all of a sudden he checks the mail, he's losing the house, and he gets in his car to go for a ride. You know, how many farmers markets do people get hit at with cars? Especially lately. People have been running through people lately. I don't want to see some guy run through a parking lot in La Jolla and hit a bunch of people watching a comic or Right now is not a time to do comedy. You know what? People want to laugh, but their moral compass is off. We're confused. Do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? Is there a disease? Am I going to get unemployment? Am I going to get evicted? There's a lot of things going on in people's minds. You know, people snap on a daily basis is just getting caught on the 405. Expect a huge amount of people losing it. You got to be well-grounded.
Yes.
Thank God I do copy you. I get up in the morning, I do some shit, I do 2 bong hits, and I get on a mountain bike. I can't hike. But I got on a mountain bike, and I go all the way to cold water.
Beautiful.
And I come back, and I get vitamin D, and then I wash my pussy.
Woo.
And then I do what I got to go do. So I get all that shit out of the way. I don't watch no TV. I don't want to hear it no more. You put COVID, anything. World News Tonight is #1 watch show. Why? Because they're just selling you shit.
Disasters.
They're just selling you disaster. I don't watch it. The TV wasn't allowed in my house till 6. Now it's 7. And then I don't watch Jeopardy or Game of Fortune. That shit fucks me up because it makes me feel too old. Remember when I'd call for you? I'd call for you at 7:15.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's Joey. I'm here to call for Joe. Hold on 1 second. Come in. How you doing, Mrs. Rogan? How you doing, Joey? Mrs. Rogan, shh, hold on. And she's watching Jeopardy. So when I was a kid, if you watched Jeopardy, you were an old person. So every time Jeopardy comes on now, I get pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing home? Because when Jeopardy comes on, 7 o'clock, you and I are getting ready to go on stage.
That's a good show, though. That's a good show.
I know it's a good show. I get like one answer per show. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm a dumb fuck. But what I'm saying to you is, for the last 30 years, you and I, at 7 o'clock, a certain adrenaline goes into our body, and Red Band included.
You mean get ready to perform?
Get ready to perform.
Yeah, for sure.
At 7 o'clock, something would happen to me that it would change. I'd go from being a dad, husband, all that shit,
Start
to
getting
being a murderer. I'm going down to the comedy store.
Yeah.
I got to go sharpen the sword. You know what I'm saying? 7 o'clock, you start thinking about new things. You know, the toilet paper, fucking, you know, all this shit. You write it down. You take a shower. I'd have my process.
Yeah.
I'd do a 4-shot espresso. I'd do 2 bong hits. I'd take a shower, get all duded up, get in the fucking car, go over Laurel Canyon. I'd be behind him sometimes, or Shab going down Laurel Canyon. Fucking tremendous. And all of a sudden that got taken away.
Yeah.
You don't think we're suffering? We're learning to deal with it.
Well, we got to take it away in the nicest time ever for comedy. This is a thing, like people that didn't go to the Comedy Store, that weren't Comedy Store regulars. There's an image of the Comedy Store that I think is from the darker days, where people thought of the Comedy Store as the comics are mean and shitty to each other, and that it's like the industry never goes there. It's like a dark place, like a dangerous place. But when we got shut down in March, those last few years were probably the nicest, friendliest years in the history of the store. People were so nice to each other. There was so many people that were supporting each other. And because everybody had podcasts, like everybody kind of fed off of each other doing that. And so it was beneficial to everybody to pump you up, like to let you, you let me know about Jeremiah, you let me know about Tony Hinchcliffe. We let each other know about these guys, and everybody sort of circulates and everybody does well together. It was a real good environment, man. It felt good every time you go there. It was all hugs and everybody was laughing. Everybody's like, I love that new tag or this or that. It's fun. It was a good time. It was one of the most positive places I've ever been to in terms of like a community for comedians. It was super supportive. And it was like that for years, man. Like for the first year I was back, I was like, I can't even believe I'm back. First show I did back was yours.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
And
fun.
Doug Stanhope opened it up. Remember, he was just like, guys, crazy show here.
Yeah.
I feel my whole time at the Comedy Store, which is 23 years, was pretty fucking good. You know, I didn't come out here to do anything. I came out here I was a criminal, and comedy won. You know, I was a criminal and a comic, and comedy won. It beat it.
Yeah, but I always knew, Joey, your thing was always that you had come from a very unsteady base. And you could tell. You were like a loving guy, but you had to get to know you. You had to get through you. And then you were a really loving guy. But there was this like the bridge you had to cross. But I knew a lot of people like you. I knew people like you. Not as funny as you, but I knew people that were like brilliant but crazy in this same sort of a way. And it was always the same thing. There's always like their childhood was all fucked up, or there's missing there. There's some shit that goes wrong there. And when you develop like that, when you grow like that in like such a chaotic experience like yours, it's hard. It's harder. But when you get through with gifts. That's what's interesting about it. It's like it's harder for you than a person that had like your normal Norman Rockwell mom and pop sort of a life. It's harder for someone like you. It's much more emotionally difficult. You go through much more want for love. You don't feel support. You don't feel stable. You grow up like that, and it's very hard to write yourself as an adult Because all of us come out of our childhood, which we don't really have any control over, who our parents are, and we have very little control over our experiences when we're kids. But we come out of that shit shaking, like when we get onto the road finally, like not everybody comes onto that road with the same amount of stability. Like some people come on that road and like, my mom was awesome, my dad and my mom love each other, yay! And they're just going down the road. And other people are like, who am I? My uncle fucked me, and I'm on coke, and I'm only 15, and there's a lot of those people out there too. And it's like a matter of like writing it, a matter of like getting it stable, a matter of like getting your life in a position where you feel like you can make good decisions and you're in control of it. And it's not the same for everybody. And I knew when I met you, you were a good guy. I knew you were a good man.
No, I knew that too.
I knew right away.
I didn't question that.
But I knew
I
you
just questioned how long I was going to last here.
You were distracting yourself with other shit.
I didn't know how long I would last here. I thought this was just going to be a fluke, and I would end up in New York selling coke. And the story is that I became a regular. I broke the record. I became a regular within a month.
Did you really?
Yeah, I landed here January 29th.
That's amazing.
I became a regular February 19th on my 30-something birthday.
Well, if Mitzi caught you at the right time.
She caught me at the right time. And everybody kept saying to me, has Mitzi seen you?
That's amazing.
Has Mitzi seen you? So I didn't really go through the whole thing. So now let's go back to that area. That era was hard at the store. I had to follow Mooney every night and Dave Tyree and a bunch of crazy people. After 11, it got crazy in there. Mm-hmm. And then Holtzman would go on and clean the house. And, it was just a different... I saw the 3 different phases of the store.
Yeah.
Then we saw the other phase with that fucking Mutt LaRange and his little crew. And I didn't go there for 7 years. And then came the Adam fucking era, which was pretty fucking goddamn special.
Pretty special.
It got so special that it got overly special. Like, Tuesday nights were fucking just... Like, you had to go down there prepared for war. Like, Tuesday nights, when you ever see, like, Rambo before he's going to go somewhere, or The Expendables, they always see him sharpen their knives and setting all their equipment up and shit, like, before they go to war, Bradley Cooper and the sniper. That's how we were on Tuesday nights. Like, we had to sharpen our fucking knife. You had to take your Alpha Brain. You didn't get high all day. Like, Tuesdays, you had to go down there and bring it, bitch.
Yeah, you had to
It was pretty
jump
fucking
rope.
interesting. And it became... But then on the other side of that, it started becoming monotonous for me. It was like I was on the road or I was at the Comedy Store. I was on the road or I was at the Comedy Store, I was at home. I didn't do anything else for like 3 or 4 fucking years. Am I mad at that? No. I wish I would have gone to more parties, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe more concerts. I wish I would have done some more stuff. When I went to New York last year to shoot The Sopranos, I saw my friends. And I saw how they live now and who they were now. And we met every night. We went to a different great restaurant for dinner. And at 8:45, they'd be yawning. And I'd be happy as fuck that they were yawning. Because I'm just as fucking tired. We're not kids no more. And we would go our separate ways, and I'd go back to my hotel, and I'd go, that was tremendous. And that's what you do now.
Yeah.
But I went out every night with a different one to a different restaurant. And everybody has families. It just became something different for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to go somewhere else. I would go to Texas with you in a heartbeat. You know me, dog. I love you to death. But I want to go home. I want to eat this. I want to go to somebody's house and have the Feast of the 7 Fishes. Okay? I'm sick and tired of eating this shit for the last... Remember, I've been gone for 30 years, kid. I've been gone since 83. Went back for 18 months of homelessness and then 9 months in 93 to become a comic, to do open mics with Mike Pichetti at the New York Comedy Club across the street from where Castellano got shot. I played the game, dog. Then I went back to Colorado and got into fucking, with the X and the bop and the fucking smacking the guy and then getting thrown out. And I ended up in Seattle and then 2 years there. And then Stanhope lured me down here. Then I got a developmental deal. And
How'd Stanhope lure you down here?
I did New Year's with him.
Where at?
In Seattle, 96 to 97. He's like, you're wasting your time up here. He goes, you're ready. But I had worked with him like the time before that. So he's like, I got bunk beds, you're wasting your time. And I go, you know what? I got to go down there and shoot a pilot anyway. CBS is paying me like $20,000.
How'd they find you?
Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving in Seattle.
What were you doing?
I was on stage at the
And someone
at
from
the
CBS
Underground.
wanted you to do something?
He was from Seattle, and
Wow.
he went home for the holidays. And I got off stage, and the guy's like, listen, I've been looking for a guy like you for 3 weeks. Can you read? Yeah, okay. Meet me tomorrow. I'm going to put you on tape. I got a pilot because we want you to be... It was really fucked up. They wanted my character to be Spanish, but they didn't want him to look Spanish. It was CBS's answer to NYPD Blue. It was a show called Bronx something. And I came down, and I was the worst actor in the world. I started out with like 19 pages. All the cops and DAs would come into the bar, and I would chit-chat, give them information, sell shit. And every day that I went and rehearsed, every day they took a page out. Every day they took a page out. I went down there. By the time they shot the pilot, I had no lines. I just nodded. I was terrible. I was snorting coke. I'd never been to an acting class before. I was staying up till 6 in the morning, going there at 8. What's his name was the director?
What's his name?
The guy who played the doctor. You got to think about this one because he's big time. He played a doctor in the movie with Tom Cruise, with the naked women. When the chick has a heart attack, he's fucking a young chick, and Tom Cruise has to help him with the chick because the chick is dead. He's a big time motherfucker. And then he played.
What movie is
What
that?
is that movie?
What's that fucking movie?
God damn
Vanilla
it.
Sky, Vanilla Sky.
What is it?
Vanilla Sky. Oh yeah.
No. What's the movie?
I never saw Vanilla Sky.
What's the
great.
movie with
I heard
Tom
it's
Cruise
Yeah.
where he sneaks into the party and there are a bunch of freaks? He's married to the fucking Australian chick at the time,
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, and him and Nicole Kidman have a fight. So he
Eyes
goes
Wide Shut.
Oh, yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut. Who played the doctor?
That's the Kubrick one.
That's a brilliant
Yeah.
movie. But whoever played the doctor, that he has the girl all coked up. All right. He also played the doctor. You ready? To Johnny Sack in The Sopranos.
Really?
He was the one that kept saying, "I shot my wife, the mailman, and I was already going down, so I shot the maid too." He was the doctor. And he turns his shades and he goes. He tells him, Dr. Friedman,
There he
that
is.
guy.
That guy.
He directed me in this. And he loved me in the beginning, and at the end, he wouldn't even look at me. He would just shake his head. I didn't know how to fucking act.
It's hard.
How can you put me on CBS? I've been doing comedy 6 years.
Some people can just fucking do it.
Then I got it. No, then I got it doing it more. But that was the first
Yeah.
time. Like they say action, and I go, what?
It's crazy when like an athlete does it. Like an athlete, and then they're really good. You're like, Jesus Christ! Like, how hard is it to act? This guy just came off the fucking bench. Like, there's a lot of athletes have done like. Who else has done like amazing jobs? The athlete thing is weird, right? Because at least comedians.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Fucking rappers really
Yeah.
stole the game. Queen
Rappers, for
Latifah,
sure.
Ice-T, Ice Cube
Yes.
wrote fucking Friday.
Right, they're the
I mean,
best
are you
example.
fucking crazy?
Actors are the best example. Or excuse me,
Rappers,
rappers.
tremendous.
Rappers are the
No
best
acting
example.
classes, no nothing.
Yeah.
They just took it by the horns. They know how to act.
Wait, no one's better than them.
Tupac.
Stop
Tupac,
and think about it. Like, think about how many rappers, high-level rappers, became high-level actors.
Bro, Tupac
There's
made
no-
some weird movies, Joe.
Juice?
He made him, huh?
Juice?
Which one's Juice?
Wasn't he in Juice? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Juice? What about the one where he played a
Forgot about
junkie with the guy and the hot black chick?
How crazy is that Tupac was a huge movie star as well as a huge rap star at the same time?
I loved him
Poetic
in
Justice.
Oh, he was tremendous in Poetic Justice.
Dude, he did a lot
He
of movies.
tortured Janet
Oh,
Jackson.
did you ever see Bullet with Mickey Rourke?
Yes.
That was one of the most ridiculous movies of all time.
Terrible. What's
But
the
it was
one he-
interesting to see the two of them together.
Yeah,
that was Mickey
what's
Rourke was
above the rim?
jacked. Did you ever see how big Mickey Rourke was in that movie? Yeah. Go to that movie. Like there's videos of it. Like Mickey Rourke in a tank top. He was fucking jacked.
And the guy next to him with the white shirt, that guy was married to Tracy Lords.
They're
You know
holding
him.
hands.
That's your buddy, George. Joe. That's your buddy, Joe.
I don't know who that guy
Yes,
is.
you were with them one night at the store.
No,
He's
I
married
don't
to
know.
Tracy Lords.
I might have
You were
said hi
playing
to
the
him.
drums and jumping up and down with him.
What are you
talking
talking
about
about?
vitamin supplements?
Why would you
What's his fucking name?
I don't know the guy.
Yeah, Joe, don't lie to me. He
No,
was
I'm
talking
not
to you
lying
about
to you.
Buck. Look right there.
Where?
That guy was one of the best looking men
He's a
that
handsome
ever
guy.
fucking was in that movie with Mickey Rourke.
It says
He's fucking. He's his
That's just
brother.
a photographer.
Oh.
He's his brother, and he's fucking 2 chicks in a disco. I saw that guy at a couple.
Who is he?
That guy walking the dog. Find out what his name is, Jamie, please,
Why?
sir.
You keep.
That's Mickey Rourke.
No,
the
that's
other,
not
other
Mickey
guy that
Rourke.
he's holding
Photographer,
hands
but-
with.
Go down with down.
The guy he's holding hands
Sante.
with.
Go down with down.
Should show it when I go here.
That's no Armand Desante. That guy.
That's Sante.
I'll find it.
Okay.
He came to the store.
That's a
one-
bold move. Look at that half-crop shirt.
He came to the store one night. He played Mickey Rourke's brother in this movie.
Bullet.
And the other thing was that he was married to Tracy Lords. John Enos. That good-looking motherfucker. Well, he ain't that good-looking no more. But in this movie, you would suck his dick. He was like,
Back in '96.
yeah, he was fucking smoking. He was very, very good-looking.
This is a strange movie.
Dangerous.
Very strange movie. Is that dude? Who is that? That guy Ben, the guy who's driving the car. What the fuck's
He
his
won
name?
an Academy Award years later.
It's Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay.
Everything was going
Yeah.
good. They did a 7-Up commercial. And they told him to get the fuck out of here. How do you win an Academy Award and do like a Shasta commercial?
Is that what happened?
Something weird
They
happened.
shut him
with
down
Shasta.
after he did a Shasta
I
commercial.
did something. I don't know.
That's
I'm
all
just
you have?
joking.
I don't know, man.
You got another blunt for your Uncle Joe?
Yes, of course I do.
Thank you, brother.
You could have some of mine.
No, I'm all right, because that corona test was tremendous.
I got one right here, Jimmy.
Just that swab in your nose. I know she took things out of my nose that would
We have to
needed
find
go.
out. We have to find out what's keeping you going. Make sure everything's.
I did the
everybody's okay.
antibodies test, but then a dentist told me, she goes, Joey, the antibodies is no good.
The FDA approved one is good. It shows
Because-
you whether or not you've had it.
It's a respiratory illness. It
Yes.
shouldn't be in your blood, so that's what.
Oh,
that's
well,
why
she-
she said. That's why I did the swab, to be honest with you. And I didn't want to faint. I faint at the weirdest moments, Joe.
Yeah, but that's not real. Whatever she just said, that's not true.
Okay,
Like
whatever.
it's
Who
in
gives-
your blood for
who
sure.
gives- Everybody's Fauci now. Who gives a
No,
fuck?
the best
Where's
way to
the
find
lighter?
out, right in front of you, right in front of you.
Thank you,
right
brother.
there. The best way to find out apparently is you draw blood, and then they do an analysis of the blood. But the pinprick is FDA approved, and the swab lets you know if you have like recent infections.
And I got to tell you right here, because you know I'm a man's man,
I know you're a man's man.
and I tell you the truth all the time.
I know you do.
I made jokes about Dana White's Fire Island. I want to apologize to him because look, he did it right. The bubble
did.
worked.
Yeah.
And now he looks like a hero. The bubble worked. And unless everybody adheres to the bubble, then it's not going to work for him.
Well, film
You
crews
have-
are figuring it out now too.
You haven't
They're
heard
doing
from
it now.
Tyler Perry any complaints.
No.
But have you don't check your fucking junk email. I do lately because I get all the SAG emails. And I got to tell you something. You got to read this SAG shit.
Like what they have to do.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them, and they're trying to do it fucking, men's amort. And people are showing up going, this ain't going to work, dog.
Yeah.
This ain't going to work. Tyler Perry already put you in a bubble. He picks you up at Van Nuys. You get hired. You go do a test. 16 days from when they pick you up in Van Nuys. Then you go to Van Nuys Airport. They give you another test. You get on a personal plane. You fly to Atlanta. When you get off the plane, they do it again. Quarantine for 24 hours. And then you're put into 3 groups. Group A, Group C, Group B. You can't mingle with B or C. And you got access to a mall, a hotel, workout, little area outside. Everybody's social distancing. Not one fucking complaint. But everybody's doing it. When I found this out, I got pissed off. This is my life. I've been paying dues, just like you. I don't want to do movies, and I don't want to do TV, but I got to finish this movie. I thought that I read something in the L.A. Times that said that by adding COVID to movies, it's going to add $1 million to the budget. Like, it's going to cost $1 million to do it properly. Sorry.
Jesus.
Which is
Sure.
which
Can't
is.
cough on Brian. It's
I didn't cough
2020.
on Brian. I coughed on my fucking hand.
Have a courtesy hat.
So, for you to shoot a real movie like that, you have to have 2 nurses doing COVID tests.
Yeah.
You
They're
know
gonna
what-
get
you know
better.
what they're
They got
doing?
one at the
You know
White
what they-
House that
you know
takes
what they-
20 minutes.
You know what they're doing?
What?
They're hiring fucking out of work actors to get certified online. Then they put them on the set. to do COVID test and fucking, separate it. Can't do that. I pay dues. I want a fucking nurse there, bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
the problem is if you catch it and you are not healthy, you don't have a good immune system, you're older, you're compromised, maybe you got some sort of a condition already, it's not good. So asking people to work where there's a 1 out of 10 chance or 1 out of 20 chance or whatever the number is that you might catch it, that's a new ask. That never was the question. The question was, hey, do you want to work at UPS? I'm like, how much does it pay? What are the hours? Okay, I'll do it. It wasn't like, you might die. Like, you might catch this disease that you die from. It's not likely, but everyone knows someone who at least knows someone who died from it. So it's like, fuck, how bad do I want this job? Or you could stay home and take $600 from the government or whatever it is. Most people are going to take that money. You're going to downsize your life and just figure out a way to save money. Because if you worked at a supermarket, it used to be you just worked at a supermarket. It didn't used to be you come in contact with someone that might have something that can kill you. And it's killing people. Not a lot, but that does not give you any comfort when you're lying there with tubes in your nose. If you're one of those people that gets it and gets it real bad, like Michael Yo, and you're in a hospital and you think you might be going.
Michael Yo, Jeffrey Gurion, Frankie Big Balls, and Chris were sitting in the green room together that Friday night.
They all got it.
Except Chris.
He didn't get it?
No.
Really?
Jeffrey got it, hospitalized. Big Ball, Pete, Lisa Lampanelli's ex, great guy, he got it. I think he was hospitalized. And as his last blog I read from him, he was on oxygen treatment.
Jesus.
And Michael Yo got it.
Michael Yo was here months later, and he said he was still struggling with fatigue. So he looked great. When I saw him, if you saw him, you would think, oh, he's 100% recovered. Like, he looked like he's ready to go do a triathlon. But he said no. He said he still gets tired easy. He doesn't feel the same.
That's the fucked up shit.
Yeah. This is weird. So, I get it, man. I get people not wanting to work. I fucking get it. I'm not saying people should go back to work. I'm saying people should have the option. And
like
I know,
teachers.
Yeah, everybody, man, everybody should have the option. Everybody should have the option. This is not a normal time. It's not like this is not a normal. It's not a normal scene.
So if you don't want to work, how much does the government have to give you a week?
It's a good question. This should be an honest discussion. We should figure out how much money is
necessary. Does your rent get paid?
Yeah, that's the rent thing.
That's the rent thing I want to know.
You can't just have people broke like this for 5 months and not even let them work. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing people that everyone has a hair trigger. Everybody's ready to go off. That's not good for any of us.
No.
It's not a smart
and
way to do it.
And you look at the restaurants, and the restaurants are open. You and I try to support restaurants. Fucking tacos
4 times a day. Oh yeah, tacos 94.
Oh my God.
Brian's like, I abused my body just to support them.
No, tacos 1986.
Oh my God, Joe
just
Rogan.
Up in Burbank. That's
amazing. That's our shit. So
Listen,
I
love restaurants.
I try to support the local restaurants, but I know they're making guns.
They're not making much.
They're making dick. They're keeping the employees up. That's why I tip as much as I can.
Jamie just handed me Biden announced Harris for VP.
Okay.
Kamala Harris. Fearless fighter for the little guy. Now the country's finest public servants as my running mate. They might win. She's a powerful lady.
Can you click on her name?
She's very good at talking. Yeah, she was that lady that she got into it with Tulsi Gabbard at the
I don't know
primaries.
about these people, Joe Rogan. I know that Biden
one of them might be the vice president of the United States.
And I think that fucking Trump won the election on Saturday when he gave people money, because money talks and bullshit walks. If I get a check in the mail from Trump for $600, he bought my vote right now.
The thing about it is, though, I don't think I think it relies on the state paying 25%.
And the states like California is bankrupt.
Yeah, they're like, we
what
don't
are
have
you talking
any money,
about the other day? 50%. You had me all scared to death.
Well, you add up the state income tax with the federal income tax, it's in the neighborhood of 54%.
That's what's going to
with
go
an
up
increase.
To?
Yes, the increase that California wants to do. Look, they're trying to figure out a way to buy the way out of some of the problems that we have. I get it. I don't know what the fuck they should do. I'm a moron. I shouldn't be the mayor or the governor. I am not going to do it. It's not in my wheelhouse. I would not balance the budget. I would not. I'm not a pay attentioner. It's not me, man. I got things to do. I'm worried about space. All right. I'm not worried about your budget. But somebody has to do it, and they have to do it right. And giving them more money is not going to. It's not going to fix it. They need a fucking real plan. No one's telling us how to get out of this economically. No one's telling us how to get out of this health-wise.
Everybody's bitching.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've been caught with our pants down. I'm not mad at anybody. I can't really be mad at anybody because everybody got caught with their pants down. How we've handled it at times is kind of weird.
It's not just that. It's not just that. We look vulnerable as a nation because we handled it stupid. we had a big giant surge again. It's like we were doing real well. Everything was trending down, and then we have a big giant surge again. Now people are going out. Now places that weren't getting it are getting it again. We didn't do such a good job. It's not, and the problem is if the country's locked up, and we basically are, a big percentage of everybody's locked down, and we're economically fucked, and we're scared to do things. So we're like probably not that healthy. We're not as healthy as we normally are. And there's not as much money, and people aren't working well. Well, this is not a strong country then. Like, the country's only strong if everything's strong. Like, the economy's strong, the military's strong, the government's strong. When the economy's fucked and the people are unhealthy, like, that's the backbone of the whole country. This is a vulnerable country. That's where it gets weird. We don't ever want to think that. We're like, oh, we don't have to worry about that anymore. But of course we do. That's history. History is countries taking over countries. History is countries figuring out a way to dominate other countries. Who knows what they're doing today to each other? I mean, we hear about, like, Russian interference. Who knows what kind of fucking viruses we have on our
mail-in
computers.
fucking thing is going to be a party and a half. That is the biggest scam in the fucking world. That is the biggest fucking scam in the world. Already the post office is running fucking behind. Never mind all those ballots. That's a scam and a half. That's a scam and a half, and it's terrible.
I wonder what the best way to do it is, though. What if it turns out the post office is the best way to do it? Like, maybe it takes more time, but maybe they're better at it.
Oh, bro, you never stuffed boxes for $20 and looked the other way?
No, I never stuffed boxes
I
for $20.
I had stuffed boxes.
No.
Bro, I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey.
What do you mean by stuffed boxes?
I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey. I was a Cuban kid that stumbled upon a fight one day and stuck up for an Italian kid, and they made me part of their family. But the other part of their family was that they were political. And he was the other side of the wing for politics. Remember, there's a mayor, and he shows up with a guy like you that's intelligent, but then he also has a guy like me. And I do weird things for him. I let people know what the mayor wants done.
Yeah.
And I got to be I was that guy's son.
Oh.
I was his son. I became his son. Then his son died, and I really became his son. So I didn't know what I was doing. He would just go light this on fire. And put $50 in your pocket, and that's all I went and did. You know what I'm saying? He told me to go pick up this. I went and picked this up. He told me to go do this. I still remember how I met most of my friends today were from that election.
Wow.
The 76 election, column A and column B. And I mean, they were battling on the street. I don't have to tell you about Jersey knuckleheads.
Yeah.
You know, we were throwing rocks at each other, and then at night we were paid to go rip down your signs. And then the next night, your people rip down our signs. And then whoever puts a sign of each one on, we all have a fucking memory of that. So if I side with Joe Rogan in North Bergen and Joe Rogan loses, I might as well pack my bags because they're going to demote me from a teacher to a janitor. That's how they get you in Jersey, dog.
So they would all put signs on their lawn for the guy that they support. Let everybody know.
This
is the way you're my friend?
They
Spalding. You vote for Harry Spalding.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
They come to your house, they knock on your door, and they tell you who you're going to vote for. Listen, you're going to vote for these guys. It's going to be fine. We'll take care of you. Your brother-in-law needs a job, the retard, right?
Sounds like a nightmare place to live, by the way.
I
would hate this.
You think?
What are you doing? Get off my porch. Get away from me.
Joey, you're moving back to this?
No. That's Hudson County politics. That's how it used. Listen, in Hudson County, Jamie, if you'd like to verify, no mayor in Hudson County has ever just vacated. They've all either been put in prison or died. Every mayor. The active mayor in North Bergen now is very good. He has changed the town. His name is Mayor Sacco. He's very good. Very good. That town is clean, Bobby. Cameras everywhere. You do something, there's a curfew at night. Very clean. In fact, they just had a write-up about the New York Times where most of the people are moving to. It's my hometown, North Bergen, then down the hill, Edgewater. You know who lives in Edgewater?
Isn't that Frankie Edgar?
No.
He's in Tom's River,
He's
right?
in Tom's River. Hey, you know who lives in Edgewater?
Who?
Name a rapper.
Jay-Z?
Name a rapper.
He lives there?
Ice-T.
Really?
Naughty by Nature.
Ice-T
all
does
the Knicks,
that
all
cop
the
show
Nets,
still.
all the baseball players live in Edgewater.
Oh.
So it's right above Edgewater. All that Hudson County, Hoboken, where Gino's a cop and all that.
Oh, okay.
That's Hudson County. They
Okay.
play by their own rules, G. They do it a different way, and you got to pick a side. You got to pick a side, and if you don't pick a side and that side loses, boom, you got to live in that hometown to work in that
Oh,
hometown.
no. And then they fuck with you.
It's a
You
whole...
went with the wrong side.
But it's tremendous. It's a way to keep everybody in line. Everybody knows where they stand. Once you go, you go.
Those guys that put their hand on the back of your neck, those guys that tell you,
Oh yeah.
this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, okay? And they're holding the back of your neck. You're like, what kind of conversation is this? Like, you're not squeezing my neck yet, but it seems like, what happens if I don't vote for this guy?
Bro, one of the most interesting ones that you've never watched, but you should read about, I think Jamie has watched, is season 2 of Narcos, when they rigged the election in Mexico. And they try to do it with the computer and they get busted. And then they actually just sent narcos to the fucking voting stations. They put a gun to your head and go, put another 0 next to that number.
Whoa.
In 1987, the elections in Mexico were so fucking crooked because the government that was coming in was going to side with the United States, and that could never happen. They were going to lose millions of dollars. So that government had to win. And when you watch it play out in the series, you're like, but when you read about it, you're like, what the fuck? They caught him red-handed. It's like you catching me taking this, and you going, Joey, that's mine. Yeah, bye. And walking out of here. Like, it was that cold-blooded of an election. The fucking guy had to resign years later, but it was that brutal. Because they figured they weren't going to win the election in Mexico City. So they went to all these farmer places, and all those motherfuckers got beat up. So forget about Mexico City. We're going to lose Mexico City. It was, what's the name of La Pira? The PRI. The PRI is an organization. Tremendous storyline on how they needed that government to win so they could keep getting drugs into this country. And how the CIA was even involved in that election, but it was the narcos who went out to the small villages and fucking put guns to your head, put a 0 on that number.
It is one of the craziest things about being an American is that we're connected to a country that's feeding us drugs and is run by cartels. And everybody's like, shh.
Bro, they had a town in Mexico during this that the cartel said if they saw you on the streets without a face mask, they'd shoot you.
They've done that in other
It
countries.
was
yeah.
such a small village
Yeah.
that it would have destroyed the village. So the narcos got involved and said, if you go out without a face mask, we'll put a bullet in your head.
There's something about people who have power, whether it's you're the mayor or the governor or you're the narcos or you're a cop, something about people having that kind of power over your life like that with just a finger on the trigger, it's too much for most people to handle. It's too much. Most people can't handle it. That's what you're saying, dude. Most people should not have the ability to just shoot you. You can't shoot them, but they can shoot you. If you don't listen, they can shoot you. If you're running away, they can shoot you. You come at them with a taser, they can shoot you. Like,
They need to like make a freeze gun where you could just freeze them.
that's not a bad idea.
Joe Rogan, nobody could call a
It's the
cop's
shooter.
life until you're a fucking cop.
It's too
You know,
hard to understand what that
It's too hard
job's
to
like.
understand entails.
Yeah.
You know why I started going to jiu-jitsu? So I could watch the UFCs and not feel guilty. Because nothing bothers me more when I see a blogger or an announcer that's never done a jumping jack. And he's trying to cover the UFC. Nothing bothers me more than that. So I want you to understand, I grew up with guys that were cops. I talked to them. I saw how they had to blow steam off because of the things they saw. Yeah, they used their power. They fucked around. They were all bad lieutenants, if you want to call it. But the job itself, unless you're doing it, man, it's weird.
That's so weird.
It's a weird job.
You live in a different world than everybody else.
Do I appreciate police? Listen, I've been arrested. How many times have I been arrested?
A million.
I never had
You've been arrested a million times.
I never had a problem.
1,000,000.1.
Never had a problem with a cop. I even had a cop pull over the Chinese restaurant one time and let me get food handcuffed because I hadn't.
Well, you
eaten all
got
day.
good cops and you're a good guy.
Okay,
and
that's
you,
number
you,
three.
You
number
charmed
three.
them.
I've never said the word pig on any podcast. When I went to jail on my own accord. It was my problem.
Yeah.
I've never given a cop a problem. When they interrogated me, I'll light you on fire. If you want to get interrogated, you interrogate me. I'll talk to you about the Cuban Missile Crisis. I'll get you. Bro,
pigs.
Those two white dudes in Boulder, I had them confused to death. I had them confused to death. I was taking them on psychological rides. Let me tell you something. The one cop I faced on Facebook and started torturing him.
Oh, what is he? Some dumb dude try to interrogate you?
He lives in Telluride, and he was involved in the John Benet Ramsey case. So when I mentioned his name on a podcast one time, people started sending me messages. They go, we go to school with his kid. His kid's a fucking moron, right? So, they're like his kid became a criminal, but the dad has gotten him out of trouble all his life. The kid's a fucking criminal. So they told the same people from Facebook hit me one day. They go, "Your buddy, the cop, retired." So I sent them an email, hey, on Facebook, hey, listen, congratulations on your retirement. Check out Joey Diaz on YouTube, cocksucker. And I know you read it, but he didn't fucking reply. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
I put him, dog, listen to what I did to that dude. There was two of them, all right? There was a big white dude that, the white dude, this is the fucking crazy thing. I was not wanted, but I was questioned on a credit card situation in August of '85. Somebody had destroyed that mall with a credit card, and somebody said I fit the description. So these two cops with uniforms kept asking me questions. I worked at Foot Locker, and they keep showing up every day. Can we talk to you? Yeah, the jewelry store said it's you. Listen, pretty soon, they didn't have cameras then, Joe.
Oh.
So they kept saying, pretty soon we're going to start getting a receipt and you're going to have to go in for whatever. And they would come in every day and shake me down. And I would go, guys, if I was a fucking credit card thief, would I be working at Foot Locker? So I was just buying time. I knew they were going to catch me eventually. That one cop even came to my house on a Sunday night, knocked on my door, and said, we're getting the jean sizes tomorrow. You might as well turn yourself in. I'm like, dog, you got a warrant, get the fuck off my doorstep. That morning, I went to San Francisco. A year later, I get arrested for kidnapping. He gets promoted to detective. He doesn't remember me from the credit card thing. The whole time I'm sitting there going, when is this fucking cop going to remember me from the credit card thing? So you got to remember, I turned myself in. When I turned myself in, dog, and I pressed that buzzer and they opened that door, all the cops drew their guns on me and said, get on the floor, because I was wanted for kidnapping too. They didn't know what I was packing, what type of person I was, so they handcuffed me, put me in a room that was white, made me wait for a half hour, and then they came in and played their technique, which I've been doing to people all my fucking life. Mm-hmm. I'm the one that would break into Joe Rogan's house and steal one shoe. You ever do that to somebody? You take an ounce of coke and you steal one shoe.
It's horrible.
And that's horrible. And then you steal that one favorite pair of shoe. You take one shoe and you throw it away. That destroys people psychologically. For years, they'll keep looking for that one shoe. What happened? And then every time you see them, you ever find that shoe? No, I fucking searched everywhere.
It's weird as fuck.
Oh, yeah, I'm the fucking dirtiest bastard. I know how to fucking flip-flop you.
So these guys get you in an interrogation
They get me
room.
into the interview room, and they ask me what's going on, and I'm talking to them. I go, I don't know what happened. The guy showed up. The guy pulled the gun. Next thing you know, I was home. And they're like, so what happened to the guy with the machine gun? I don't know. Did you know him? I don't know. So how did you get there? I had a bike. But you just said you drove. Yeah, I drove to get the bike. I was just fucking with them because I wanted to get out because Don Johnson was marrying Sheila Easton on Miami Vice that night. I had to be home by 9. That's all I cared about was this wedding. So I'm fucking with the cops. I'm like, I'm just going to go in there and talk to them, tell them the truth. That, yeah, I went over there, they were selling drugs, and I left. I had nothing to do. What kidnapping? What are you talking about? So we went back and forth for like 6 hours. And I still remember them sitting there, like, with their hands down. And me talking about, like, you know, my uncle came from Cuba in 1952, and he worked for fucking this guy. And they're like, what's this got to do with what we're talking about? Dog, I tormented them. And then I agreed to give the guy information. And I would just give him, like, red bands, driver's plate.
Hey, that's
Well,
I
this
swear
is
to God.
pre-internet.
I would give him Jamie's license plate.
Okay.
Jamie's not a drug dealer. But I would tell him that Jamie was running kilos internationally from Europe. They would go through Jamie's life.
Imagine if Jamie was doing that.
And then they wouldn't find nothing. So they would figure out the fucking Jamie. I was playing them. I was just giving them fake license plates.
How long did you do this for?
6 months. They thought they would leave. This guy, I'm telling you, he runs big coke from Colombia. He knows the Ochoa brothers. No, yeah.
So you were just making up this crazy narrative and feeding it to these yokels.
I was tormenting these 2 cops. But the one cop wasn't going for it. He didn't like me personally. And,
of course.
and I let him know that I didn't like him personally.
It's a movie.
It was I let him know that I hated him more than when he hated fucking me. That's what I did. I let him know that I hate him more. And every time we went to court, he would sit there across from me. But I had a good attorney, and it was burning him up because he wanted me for kidnapping. But I'm like, nah, dog, you didn't find no fingerprints on nothing. Sorry, Charlie, not this time. So he was chomping at the thing. He went to all the hearings and said that, and they're like, we don't see nothing else on the record. So if there's nothing else on the record, this is you against him. No, doesn't work that way. He kept saying I was violent. I was going to kill the community. He was one of those white evangelist type guys. He even was so mad at me that he joined forces with my ex-wife in court afterward for, like, child hearings and shit like that. That's how crazy it got.
Oh, my God.
He was there when I went off one day, Cuban style. And that's the last time I saw him.
Cuban style.
Oh, one day.
Ricardo.
The last time I went to court, remember, the last time I went to court with my wife, it was the same judge that sentenced me.
Oh, no.
Only he was in civil court now. But here's the beauty. I kept writing him letters every month because that's the type of motherfucker I am.
You write him letters?
From the minute I got sentenced to jail.
What do the letters say?
How you doing, Judge Bellapani? My name is Joey Diaz. Thank you for your sentence. I'm starting to learn what it's all about to be a man. For the last 28 years, I've been running amok. Every month on the 1st, he got a letter from me. When I got out of jail, I doubled up. I got a job as a car salesman. I really enjoy it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Did he ever write you back?
Never.
Wow.
Never. But I wrote him letters. I got out of jail February of 89. I wrote him letters. I went in front of him in May of 95. And he was a civil judge, and I was still writing him letters. I told him I was trying comedy. I was getting divorced. My wife was breaking my balls. We end up in court in front of him. The fucking boyfriend's got a stake over his eye because I smacked him because he called me a spick. So I smacked him in the face at Safeway. So they're trying to get me for assault. Oh, yeah. Tremendous afternoon.
And what does the judge say?
And the judge goes, number one, you got to throw your case out because it's a city limits of Boulder. You can't use a racial slur. If you use a racial slur in the city limits
Someone
of
could
Boulder,
just beat your ass?
you get it's called the J.J. Flanagan law.
Oh.
And number two, then he attacked my wife. He was like, listen, you fucking come back in here again with this shit, it's contempt of court. And then,
So all those years of writing paid off?
all those years. So my wife got mad, the ex got mad, and on the walk out of there was when I did something that, to this day, I regret. It was that bad, like how bad I went off. But it was 4 years of getting tortured. Think of you torturing me for 4 years. I'm financially done. I'm financially ruined. I'm trying to feature, and I'm getting heat because I'm dirty.
Oh, I remember those days.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything, like I was.
That's the hard road, right?
So I was featuring in dirty bars, but they would make me MC at the clubs, and they made me work clean and read the announcements and shit.
And some comics,
You know, and they would just
some comics didn't want you on the show.
So a lot of comics didn't want me on the show. You know, I wasn't that. No, I wasn't throwing heat then. No, I just was doing well. I was holding my
but Joey,
own.
even when I met you, in the beginning, you were dirty.
Yes.
But for some people, that's like a deal breaker.
I went clean for the first 3 years, and it wasn't me. I was trying to be Lenny Clark with a suit. I mimicked Lenny Clark first, but I like Bill Hicks, and I love Richard Pryor.
Shout out to my friend Lenny. Lenny had a bit of a medical situation come up.
Send him my love. I knew he was on the show
better
with you.
now. Yeah, he's gone through some medical problems. He's a good man.
He's a very good man. I met him at the store, and I told him exactly how I felt and why I wore a suit the first 3 years of my career, but it didn't work.
Because of him?
Because of him.
I opened up for him the second time I ever got paid. First time I got paid, Warren McDonald took me on the road. Did a shitty gig in the middle of nowhere. Second time I got paid, I did Jay's in Pittsfield, opening up for Lenny Clark, and I couldn't believe it. Lenny Clark, who I saw on TV, and I'm hanging out with him and his brother. And his brother wound up giving me gigs. Mike Clark, still a good friend to this day. That was 31 years ago. Love that guy.
How crazy has his journey been?
It's crazy. I worked for Mike Clark once in a restaurant where you'd be in the middle of your set and the fucking PA system would take over your microphone. Johnson, party to your table's ready. They would cut you in the middle of your set, and I didn't know it until I got on stage. So I'm on stage talking to the crowd, and it just became the funniest part of the act. Was just making fun of how pathetic my life is. I'm at a fucking fish restaurant down the Cape, and in the middle of talking, my bits get cut off by people getting announced that their table's ready.
Well, it's like those car shows. People just start honking their horns. It's like, all right,
Like
can
Bert's?
somebody kick out this
Bert
horn?
said they don't do that. He said they do that like at the end when they're laughing at stuff.
No, there's a lot of like amateur open mic versions of them and stuff like that. And that's like, you got people just blasting their horn.
Mark Norman said it best. Mark Norman's a very smart man. He said it best. He said, "This is methadone comedy." He goes, I want my fix, man. He goes, I want the real deal. I don't want this fucking park comedy. He said he said he bombed in a park and he actually heard crickets, real crickets.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
You know what, dog? You know what? I worked real fucking hard. My joke gig was I worked on Wednesday nights in an Italian restaurant where the guy was the cook, but he was also an Elvis impersonator. And he had been an Elvis impersonator for 20 years in Vegas. He met Elvis. He was the worst Elvis impersonator. He was Italian. He was 150 pounds overweight. So he would bring you the food, and then he would turn into Elvis. I would go up on stage and do 10, and then he would go up there and just put Elvis music on and sing over it. That was my 50th year in comedy. I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? Every Wednesday night, that was my 10 o'clock gig. It was like 12 people in the restaurant. And he would go up there and sing his own, "It's Now or Never."
Oh, my God.
And he was fucking terrible. And then I would have to sit throughout the whole show. He would give me spaghetti and meatballs to take home, which I don't have to tell you. At that level, it's like a steak. It's breakfast and lunch the next day.
Yeah.
So I had to sit through his whole set. God forbid he did an encore. Every time he did an encore, I would get a heartburn for an hour. Please finish the song. So I went through that shit, That was... I love all those stories. I love those stories.
Those terrible gigs, they make you better. They make you better. But you can't live on a steady diet of them. It's like, here's the deal. Like, you can't do deadlifts with 500 pounds every day. You'll break your fucking back. You'll tear your knees apart. You rip your shoulders apart. But you can do it every now and then. You got to give your body enough time to recover and actually improve. If you do those fucking terrible hell gigs every single night, it changes your act. You get armored. You lose your ability to like take pauses. You lose your ability to like set up a point and then like really hit it home hard. Like change tempos. You have to keep on them. Bang, 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 bang. Drunk bars. You got to keep on them. Bang, bang, bang. Which is fine, but it's not. You shouldn't do it all the time.
No, but I used the Uncle Joey Coco Diaz method, which was I had an 11:45 at the store, which meant I was really going up at 12:15. I was a coke junkie. There was no way I was going to hold off till 12:15.
Are you doing math?
So, no, I got to write the plan out so people see that there's a method of my fucking madness, okay? So in those days, Felipe Esparza had a room, Willie Barcena had a room. All those guys had bar rooms. And I knew in those days that I had to prepare 2 different sets. I had to have my bar set, which was pretty basically dirty, and then you had to go a cappella because sometimes you got to go up during the Laker game.
Yeah.
You're not going to turn off a Laker game in Orange County. They love Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
but you ain't going to turn off a Laker game.
Yeah.
It's
Or
just not going to happen.
the Bruins back in Boston. It was the
Yeah,
Bruins.
it's not going to happen. So you got to wait for the Laker game to go on. You know how many of those George Perez, Fly, I still shout those guys out. Rudy Moreno, all those guys had early gigs for us that fed us, gave you $50, $60, and then you killed time. You stopped at King Taco, and then you got to the store at 11. Joe would be at News Radio till 10:30 rehearsing. You would show up late, and that's when I first met you. You were still rehearsing. Friday nights, you would shoot on Friday nights, and then you would do the spot on Friday night, and I would go on after you, and you were on 11:30. That was not 10:45 days yet.
Yeah.
You were still getting a quarter to 12.
I was very lucky I didn't have a social life. So I could just do, I didn't have friends out here. So I would just do the show and then go to the store and then hang out with those guys. I didn't really know anybody yet. So it was good. I got a lot of work done. But the thing about stand-up is what we had at the store that was really unusual was also what you were talking about with Tuesday nights. It was a murderer's row in a way that I've never seen before. Like every night you would go there, it would be Jesselneck, Eliza, Dalia, you, Nick Swartzen. It was just murderer after murder
It really
after
got
murder.
heavy. Ron White.
Oh my God, Ron White
There
would
was
come in, destroy.
Ali Wong.
Ali Wong.
As Nancy Dressler, whatever her
Just-
fucking stage name was.
Hey.
Ian Edwards, Owen Smith, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, bang, 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 bang. Those lineups were fucking death, man. You had to come out guns blazing. And a lot of people got upset at those lineups. They're like, I can't get a spot. I can't get a spot. This is fucked up. And they get mad. I feel like these people don't respect me. And then there's like this talk, we need more women. There was all this talk, we need more this, we need more that. The bottom line is that was a murderer's row. And it was so hard to find a spot. Because what are you going to do? You got Santino, you got Ian Edwards, you got all these people back to back to back to back that are just fucking killers. Killer after killer.
Where's the Spotify lighters?
Where's
Where's the
Yeah,
good
that's
one?
not even a Bic. What is that?
This is from
I
Gino.
want a Spotify
Oh,
lighter.
This is a speedweed lighter.
I want a
It
Spotify
must have
lighter.
lasted-
You know
Look,
what I'm
you
saying?
gotta. You'd probably turn this volume down. Here, hold on. Oh, it's dead.
No, that
Hey, what kind
motherfucker-
of whiskey is that, by the way? I mean, that's the
This
closest
is-
to tasting
How
a
fucking good is
saddle
that?
I've ever tasted in my life.
This is John. No, that's 2 different whiskeys. This is Buffalo Trace, the first stuff we had that you enjoyed, and this another stuff which I
No,
love
sip.
I
Taste
can't.
is
I can't.
Warbringer,
I
the
get
War
paranoid.
Master Edition. This is Josh Barnett's personal whiskey.
It
It's
is,
for men!
That taste is
got any
like a
lighters?
man cowboy.
How do we have
I
no
thought there was
lighters
some in
here?
those packs.
How is
but I
that-
don't know where the fuck.
I'm gonna go pee
even-
real quick.
How is it even possible we don't have lighters in this fucking place?
That's crazy. You don't want to use a Zippo either.
You don't?
No, because you get the fumes from the
Swear to
Zippo
God,
juice.
I had a lighter. How do we not have
We
lighters?
had some, and I gave them to you to hide, I think, and I don't know where
Think
they
they all
went.
get stolen?
He's a good hider. Look inside that skull eye.
I probably hit him so well I stole him from myself. I know. Look in the skull eye. Maybe that's. It.
Worst, if worst comes to worst, I have one in my car somewhere.
Maybe go to your car because
go
this
to
is not
All
happening.
right.
How crazy is we got to send Red Band out to his fucking car in order to get a lighter? So, I think that's the first time you've ever handed me breaking news
I
in the
didn't
middle
know
of a
if you wanted
show.
to bring it up.
It is very important. Breaking news.
The news of the. I saw it literally within 45 seconds of him tweeting it out. So I was like, what do I do here?
Maybe she'd be a great president. Let's see. They should just switch positions. People keep telling me, dude, there's nothing wrong with him. He just has a stutter. People keep saying that. Like, everybody at 78 is fucked. Everybody. Who's not fucked at 78? Find me a guy. Find me a guy. When I'm 78, don't take any of my advice. I probably won't know what I'm talking about. I'll probably be high as a kite. Oh, shit, Brian's got a lighter. When I'm 78, I'll be like Tommy Chong. High as a kite, talking shit.
I love Tommy Chong.
I love him, too.
I've been doing comedy in virtual reality, and now it's the closest to feeling like you're in front of people, I thought.
That makes sense. Are you doing it like in Oculus, or is it...
Valve Index. So it's like the
Oh.
best one, good refresh rate.
Can people record you?
Yeah, but I live stream it anyway, so it's...
Oh, there you go.
But it's cool to test out new jokes, because there's like 20 people there, and they laugh, and they react. They're all like, oh, you know, like SpongeBob's excited.
Comedy's different with a small amount of people. There's a good kind of comedy that you can get out of a small amount of people. It's like you get an honest comedy. Because you can't put on like a stupid show for 3 people. You have to you have to really talk to them. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. But you also don't get those big bits. You're not
Right.
going to develop big bits.
Oh,
in
no,
front
it's
of
all
3
tags.
people.
It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
tags. It's all like
Yeah.
new ideas and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Sometimes you have good bits. Sometimes bits come from that, though. It depends really entirely on how fun the people are, the audience member. Anybody says that the audience doesn't matter. It's like it's not the audience, it's the comedian. You're fucking crazy. You're crazy. Of course it's the audience, too.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people together. It's everybody. Like, every single interaction between 2 people, unless somebody comes up from behind you and hits you in the head, involves you and them interacting. There's a bunch of, a lot of pieces in place. If there's a fucking group of people and then you're telling jokes, of course it matters who the audience is. Whoever the fuck said that's an idiot. That doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a bad crowd, only a bad comedian. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's funny. There's that Peacock thing. It's an app from NBC, so it's free, and you get like all these old episodes. And so I've been watching old Johnny Carson episodes, and it's weird. The monologue is so interesting. It's like history. Like, oh, we're going through the gas crisis of 1979, or blah blah blah, or blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting just to hear them talking about all that stuff, like the old days and like seeing Richard Pryor on with Betty Davis, like they're smoking cigarettes while they're playing.
Wow.
So it's such an interesting time capsule that is.
Yeah, those days, man, them bell-bottoms days. Bell-bottoms and long collars. People were living different then.
Yeah.
I remember fucking watching Letterman in '82. That was my thing. When I first got turned on to Letterman, a friend of mine turned me on to Letterman. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Who's the first comic you saw?
Live?
Yeah.
The first comic I listened to, I can't even fucking say the album cover because I'll get in trouble. I went to my friend's house to listen to the Beatles. And his brother was a junkie. And he came out of the room. I was about 8, maybe 9, and he came out of the room. He goes, "What the fuck kind of music is that shit? The fuck you listening to? Take that shit off." And we're like, "It's the Beatles." He's like, "Fuck the Beatles." And he put on Richard Pryor, the Crazy. And my fucking head went off a swivel, Joe Rogan. Like, it just completely went off a swivel. I ran home to the bar and I worked my mom for $5. And I went to the album store. Albums were $4.99, And I just had to get that album. And I went home and played it. I would hide it from my mother because you could put the album down and then put another album on top. That was going to drop. So if your mom came in, you automatically dropped. So she couldn't hear. And then I bought Bicentennial. And that put me over the top. Now, there was no dream of me being a comic at this time. I just thought the things he was saying was so fucking me. Like, I wanted to be able to talk like that. I'm Cuban.
Yeah.
I figured if I talked like that, I could influence motherfuckers and win people over. Because I had that little insecurity about being an immigrant. But if I spoke like that and I could be that funny, so I just started mimicking them. And I would bring that album to people's houses, and the kids would be 10. And the mothers would catch us. And still today, there's a kid, Ray Canella. His mother's still mad at me for bringing over Richard Pryor. There were like 3 mothers that got mad at me for Lucio Fernandez. That's a committee man in Union City. He told me and my wife we were eating one day, and he goes, "Let me tell you something about your husband. He fucking turned me on to Richard Pryor when we were 10. And I remember getting in trouble because I brought the outlaw. Like I was that young, already into, and then I got into Red Fox, and then Lenny Bruce got into it, and then I saw Carlin on HBO, and that was tremendous. And then I saw Freddie Prinze, and then I was partial to Freddie Prinze. I related to Freddie Prinze because he was Spanish. So that gave me like hope, like kind of, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like Spanish people could do stand-up. Then he shot himself, and I remember that night, the way, like, I still remember the night that kid killed himself. Like, we didn't get the news like you get it now. Like, I got the news when we were out that night. He had shot himself the night before or the early morning or whatever. But I still remember him getting shot. And
What year was this?
Had to be 74, 75.
I was staying with my grandfather in Newark during the Chico and the Man days. Chico and the Man
followed Sanford and Son.
Exactly.
On Friday night at 8
my
o'clock.
My grandfather loved
during Lent
Sanford
with a white
Son.
pizza. Are you talking to the fucking with a white pizza? Sanford and Son.
Pull up a picture of Chico and the Man. It was a good fucking show. It was Freddie Prinze.
And the old man.
He was on top of the world, too, man. That was the weird
Oh,
thing.
my God. He was hosting the Tonight Show. They were grooming him to take over the Tonight Show.
When you hear about a guy like that taking his own life, you're like, there's no way.
And then you and I were driving from Dallas to Houston. We pulled over at a record store, and we bought a thing of him live from Chicago, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Well, the problem
it was a
Joey,
different. It was dated.
1973 comedy.
Yeah,
It's
it was
just different.
1973 comedy.
And it's 73 comedy, not Richard Pryor. I mean, there was guys like Richard Pryor that were, to this day, like if you go back and listen to some of Richard Pryor stuff, it still holds up. It still holds up.
And Jose Feliciano sang the tank.
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Yes!
Chico, don't feel sorry, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't remember how it goes, but I remember it. Oh, man. I like that show. It just made me real sad. I remember thinking, like, how does someone who's that... He's killing it. He's got his own TV show. He's hilarious, handsome.
Is
got
the
a great
man the
mustache.
guy from Charlie and the Charlie Factory?
I just saw something. What the fuck?
Oh, that's not as cool anymore.
Bro,
The man's
these
the
motherfuckers-
old guy laying in bed with other guys.
Dog, these motherfuckers were shooting guns at the Comedy Store. Him and fucking Pryor were shooting
Well,
guns.
it's that cocaine, man.
That cocaine, those guns. That
Don't
cocaine,
know.
those guns. Think about it. He was hanging out at the Comedy Store at Red Band, that kid. And he was at him, Kaplan, they were all at the Comedy Store at that
And
time.
you got to think, he's also super famous, rich as fuck, 21, and doing coke.
This kid.
Yeah,
How old was he when he died?
real young. How old was Freddie Prinze when he died? I don't even think.
Is Freddie
I don't
Prinze
think he was
Jr. related
30.
at all?
Yes.
Yes, that's his son.
Yeah, that's his son. How old is he?
22. He was
20.
Jesus
like 2.5.
Christ.
22. Holy shit,
More than
man.
50.
You know what I still remember that
Holy
night?
shit.
You want me to tell you why I remember that night?
Who?
Want me to tell you why I remember that night
Why?
specifically? Because I had on the way home, it was so fucking cold that I had to cut through the cemetery. And when I was walking through the cemetery, I had to take a shit.
Oh, no.
And I went in front of a fucking casket. The guy had been buried in like 1920. So I go, fuck it, he's got no family left, right? It was freezing, Joe Rogan, freezing. I pull my pants down to my knees, I squat, I take a shit, and I start pissing. And all of a sudden, I go to get up, and I pissed in my own pants. My pants were frozen. I had to walk home like the Tin Man because the piss went right into the fucking pants. So my pants, and I walked in, and my mother was there.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, my mother would do surprise attacks on Friday nights on me, like fucked up. Like she gave me the clearance, but like once a month I get a surprise attack. And that was one of the surprise attacks. That I walked in with pee on me, and she's like, what are we doing here? What do I got to do? What I got to do? I got to kill another chicken? Are you retarded? Are you fucking retarded?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, like I can't take this no
Your
more.
son walks in with frozen piss all over his pants.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Is the funniest shit you could say.
And every time I came home with an idea, my mother turned to Santeria. Like, that's it.
God.
I got to call you godmother. I can't handle this no more. When I started dressing up like Bruce Lee and I had incense in my room and a bowl of rice, she was going nuts.
Clothes?
Oh,
Did you have
yeah.
the Kung Fu
I
outfit
had the
with the buttons?
outfit, the white shirt that you folded. I bowed.
There's quite a few dudes
I
who
only
adopted
ate
that
rice. I fucking learned how to use chopsticks, and my mother would go, that's it, you got to go to your godmother's house. You got a problem. You're retarded. Something's wrong with you. You're not Chinese, stupid. You're not Chinese. And I would make up reasons why I was Chinese and
It
shit.
used to be that you could dress like you did Kung Fu. Nobody would even say anything. They'd be like, that guy's really into the arts. You could walk around with them little skinny, tiny black cloth shoes with a tiny, like, tan heel. Remember those, Joey? They're basically slippers. They were slippers. They're like Kung Fu slippers. And dudes wear white socks and they would have the full Kung Fu outfit on. And they just walk around the street like that. And you'd be like, all right, what are you going to do?
And then right before...
There they are. There's the Kung Fu shoes.
I had those.
Dude,
I
you
had
just walk
those.
around with those, man. They would walk around with those shoes, and it's a nice shortcut to, like, instantly you seem like a guy who thinks of things in a different way. You seem spiritual. You're in touch with your chi and your energy. You can talk about Chinese medicine. You can say a lot of stupid shit if you're wearing those slippers and some dumb
Dog,
Kung Fu clothes.
I used to
you can
walk
talk
around
about
with that
medicinal
shit.
teas.
My girlfriend's making me do this right now, like have outdoor slippers, indoor slippers.
Oh, that's a good move.
And like slippers I can leave the house with.
That's a good move just for your health.
Yeah, but I have 3 different slippers. And
The
then,
problem is if you leave your shoes on when you come in the house, you're tracking all
Yeah.
kinds of garbage from outside. That is actually a good move.
So, Rogan, I got to tell you
But the
something.
Kung Fu outfit, not so much.
No.
About 3 weeks before my mother died, she would never be home on Friday nights because she was a degenerate gambler. So she would hit the tracks on Friday nights. But every once in a while, she'd surprise attack me. I'd have to use the Visine. I didn't really, I would drink Boone's Farm.
Yeah,
Boone's Farm,
Strawberry Hill.
Strawberry
yeah.
Boone's
Strawberry
Farm.
Hill? What is
That's
it?
how I
Strawberry
started.
Hill. I think it's
And
Hills.
then I wouldn't really drink as much. My thing was the marijuana. That was my thing. I didn't want her to catch me, so I'd Visine it, and I'd try to act normal. and fucking, I got high with this girl, and I didn't know, we were swapping spit, and I ate her monkey, and she was bleeding. I didn't know. I didn't even know a period existed. I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I walk in my house, and I had a little bit of blood on my lip and like a hair. And my mother's like, "What are you, the wolf man?" I'll never forget. She asked me, el hombre lobo, ¿qué te pasó, compadre?
Did she know?
No.
She didn't know what it was?
No, I didn't tell her that I was embarrassed. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was 15 years old.
Didn't you think she just assumed?
That it was a blood
Pussy.
from a period?
Yeah.
No.
Wouldn't she ask you if you got in a fight then?
She asked me what happened, and I was like, I cut my lip, and she's like, how, how the fuck did you cut your lip? And I'm like, I don't know, and I made up some fucking fake story.
But don't you think she knew you were lying?
She
Moms know. If you lying to a
Bro,
mom,
I did that once. I went to Starbucks, but I was like 35.
She caught me with a girl once, and the girl was hiding in the closet. And I'll never forget, my mom came into my room, looked around, looked at me, and she just slid the closet. It was one of those sliding closets, and the girl was just standing there topless, and she goes, "Get out.
Get out.
Puta." And then she would call them whores and shit.
No.
No, oh my God.
Oh,
I used
no.
to date the girl that lived in my backyard.
Poor girl.
I used to date a girl that our backyards connected. We were in love in the 6th grade. It's the reason why I got left back. In the 6th grade, I fell in love. No sex. I fell in love. No sex at all. I just fell in love with her. She made me a promise that in June, when school ended, we were going to start dating official. We could make out and shit. Before that, we would just hug and kiss each other in the cheek. And we would play hooky and do stupid shit and go to Union City. And I'd, spend money on her at fucking this little amusement park and shit. And one day they fucking called home and my mother answered the phone. And my mom started yelling, and the girl's parents were home. And my mom started yelling, "Os Antonio, where the fuck are you? You with that whore from across the way." So me and her walk into her house, and her mother pulls me aside and she goes, "The things your mother is saying, I should go over there and smack her in the face." And I almost told her, like, "Listen, if you go over there, my mom will break you in fucking half. You got the wrong lady. She just stabbed the motherfucker 3 weeks ago. You're not going to go over there and say nothing to my mother." And I remember walking in and my mother being pissed. I wasn't allowed to hang out with that girl no more. You know, I was in the 6th grade, 7th grade. My mom didn't want me to be a freak. She didn't want me to fucking have a girlfriend. She was like totally against it. Like, not till you were in the 8th grade.
My mom would yell at me in the 9th grade if I was in the bedroom and I had the door
Oh, yeah,
shut.
you had the door open.
Yeah. No, I guess it was 10th grade. 15 was when I really started getting some action. 14 was a rough year.
I had this friend. I had this tight friend called Eddie. Let's just leave it at Eddie, all right? We were tight. I loved Eddie. Eddie and me were tight. He was the one that turned me on to how to roll a joint. Eddie was a couple years older than me, and he had a girlfriend that was a couple years older than me. Eddie's family picked up one day and went to Miami. Just like that.
Left him behind?
Left a chick behind. Left this beautiful German girl behind. So she lived on Charles Court. In fact, she lived next to where the Iceman, the guy that was the Iceman.
The murderer?
Yeah, the guy that was his buddy, the ice cream truck,
Oh.
Mr. Softy.
Yeah.
That's where he lived, Prange. So Ilona was her name. She was a hot German girl. And on Friday nights after Eddie left, I mean, we were just friends. And she was way older than me. We were just fucking friends. And we would watch Chico and the Man and Sanford and Son. And one night she asked me, "Do you want to make out?" I didn't even know how to make out with a girl. We made out together, and that was it. Every Friday she'd come over, we'd eat pizza, and we'd make out for a little while. No sex. Nothing like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that took years.
years.
There's a lot
Who
of
was I
squeezing
fucking talking-
breastises and
Shitty pizza.
I was
making
just
out.
telling somebody, I grew up with Catholic girls. You had
Yes.
to talk a lot of shit around Catholic girls. They weren't, you had to go for it. It took a
time.
long time to take a Catholic girl's bra off.
But once they pop the cork off that champagne, those gals is good to go.
The Catholic girls?
Yes, they're the biggest freaks.
But the first night is not good. They cry. You got to walk them home and rub their back and tell them they're not going to go to hell. Because that's the big thing. They said about going to hell.
I think with the internet, they're less likely to worry about going to hell.
No. I'm talking about 1970
You know what I'm saying? I was there.
Catholic girls. I had one girlfriend that happened, and it was the longest night of my fucking life.
I had one in '83.
She called me when she got home. This is 78. All right?
You're
That
5
beats
years
that.
ahead of me.
And she went to an all-girls academy.
Uh-oh.
You understand me? So I played at St. Michael's CYO. Okay? The home of Tommy motherfucking Heinsohn, if anybody who knows anything. Hey! And she went to the school that cheerleaded for us. So I dated, and eventually, something happened, and it was brutal. It was brutal.
The crying.
The
Isn't that-
guilt
what a
for
terrible
2
thing of
days.
Worrying
guilt
that
that
you're
she
gonna
had-
go to hell because
Well,
you
I
did
had
what
the
your
same
body
guilt.
wants.
I had the same guilt, bro. I could not believe it. After that, I went straight. I was like, this isn't going to happen again until I marry a woman. That's how fucking Catholic I was, guys.
The crazy thing is they didn't tell us anything about birth control. They didn't tell us shit.
No, I mean,
everybody was already fucking before anybody got to talk to. Everybody was already fucking by the time they're 16. And when you're 17, your dad or your mom or school, someone's going to pull you aside and say, well, if you're going to have sex, like everybody around you is fucking. You leave these 16, 17-year-olds together. They go to birthday parties together. They're drinking. Everybody's fucking. They're fucking when they're 16 all the time. That's so normal. I don't know what age people fucked at when they were like in the 1950s when our parents were growing up. I don't know what the
Desi
number
and
is.
Lucy didn't fuck. They slept in separate
They slept
beds.
in separate beds.
All those TV shows, they slept in separate
But
beds.
do you think people did less fucking, or do you think they did less
fuck
talking
you.
about
They
it?
fucked and sucked.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
fucked the shit out of Marilyn Monroe, didn't they?
Oh,
yeah.
they did.
They fucked that poor woman to death.
Almost to death.
Bro, I know this dude that you know that Marilyn Monroe fucked him when he was 16, and she was 22.
Oh yeah, we know that dude.
You know who I'm talking about? He played. He was the guy in that Sonny.
Oh, she would give him up.
Huh?
Tom Hanks.
No. It wasn't Tom Hanks. It's your boy. No, it's Gianni.
That's why he's trying to get out of here.
It's Gianni whatever. The guy that Sonny beats up in The Godfather.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I think I did.
Yeah. It's the guy that Sonny beats
There's a
up in
lot. My memory is full. It's
Yeah.
really full. Like over this last, I mean, I know I'm 53, so I'm like officially old now. I've been officially old for at least 8 years, but like now, like officially old. Like my memory's full.
If
It's like
you-
I can still pull stuff up that I know, but like the new stuff, it's hard to get in there. And there's a lot of old stuff I'm just deleting left and right.
I forget what I have for lunch. But if you read the article I told you to read a long time ago.
Which one?
The one about
Johnny Russo said he lost his virginity to Marilyn Monroe at 15. Woo! That's what's up. See, this is the difference. If that's some horrible man who did that to a 15-year-old girl, it's a crime. But we're all excited for him. Imagine you're a 15-year-old.
and Marilyn Monroe throws you a piece of
Monroe,
ass. Even the cops would smack you. Like, can you
Marilyn
imagine?
Monroe, 15.
Can you imagine today one of these mothers from Studio City? I want to speak to an officer. Marilyn Monroe fucked my son. The cop would even smack her in the face. Shut the fuck up, you dummy.
That kid's so lucky.
He fucked
He's
Marilyn Monroe when he was
so
15.
lucky. He's
Is there
so
a movie
lucky.
about that?
She probably sat on his face
there?
and shit.
Calendar
Tremendous.
Girl. It's
There's
sort
a
of
movie
like
about
that.
that?
Like there's some guys that have like this weird relationship. Jason Priestley was in it, I think.
Oh, no shit.
Like in the 90s.
I don't
I
remember
don't know
that
if
one.
It's probably not about that movie, but it's like a dramatized version of like a young dude that had a relationship with Marilyn Monroe.
That's hilarious. Listen, man, I think it's amazing that she was willing to do that. I think it's amazing. She'd find some 15-year-old kid and go, I'm going to freak this fucking kid out. I'm Marilyn Monroe. I'm going to fuck a gardener. I'm going to fuck some 15-year-old kid pushing a lawnmower. Let's do it, baby. You imagine you're on the couch, 15-year-old kid, and Marilyn Monroe just grabs your dick and sticks it inside of her. You're like, what? How is this happening? You remember that iconic video of her standing on the subway grate in Manhattan? It's blowing her skirt up, and here's Marilyn Monroe riding you.
Can you imagine him telling his friends, and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here! You didn't fuck no Marilyn
Billy
Monroe."
is so full of shit. You won't believe his latest lie.
What if she was that gross though? She was just so drugged up and drunk that people are like, "Ooh, get her away from me!" Like put her over next to that 15-year-old kid.
No, there's video of her before she died. There's video of her the year that she was still alive before she died. She was beautiful.
That movie was based off
was
of this,
beautiful.
that old I Had a Secret show. It's like the guy went on and said, I had a date with Marilyn Monroe, and she paid for it.
Oh my god.
So then the movie came out in 1983.
Dude, I have so much more respect for her now. I just think if I was a female famous actor, that'd be the most gangster thing to do. Fuck high school seniors, just grab them, get in the limo, bitch. No one would have a problem with it. No one would have a problem with it.
Everybody would have a problem with everything.
We would all be laughing though. But if like the biggest movie star in the world was scooping up high school seniors and blowing them, nobody would get mad
I
at
had
them.
a
They would say
fucking-
that's
there was
crazy.
a-
I think that's happening.
There was a
right now.
gym teacher in my school that fucked.
No one's at school right now.
There was a female gym teacher in my school that fucked everybody. Didn't fuck me. She didn't like me. She fucked everybody. We used to drop people off at a house. You ever drop, like, Red Band, where you going to? You guys got to drop me off at Miss whatever's house.
And she would just fuck the kids.
Yeah, she was
How
just
old?
fuck- She had to be in her 30s,
No, how old were the kids?
16, 15,
So just
17.
whoever's ready to party.
Everybody gave her a fucking stab.
Now,
She
did
didn't like me.
everybody
She didn't
talk
even-
about it? How many
It
people
was
talked about it?
well known.
Did the teachers know about it? Or did the kids keep their mouth shut? Because that's the difference between today and
I think
then.
she was giving pussy to the teachers too. She ended up marrying one of the teachers.
Wow.
Did she? I'm not sure. She was a hot blonde. And then there was a chick in our high school that just liked older guys. And I remember we were in summer school. And we were standing outside, and this chick was fucking hammered. She had to be 16, 15, my age, sophomore summer. And right in front of everybody, she just went up to the vice principal, hammered, and just started grabbing his dick and going, "Let's get out of here, baby." And he's like, "All right, everybody could go play now." And, and fucking, he just froze. I know the girl. I'm friends with her on Facebook today.
Really?
She's got kids. Yeah.
Wow.
She got kids, the whole fucking deal. And I talk to her from time to time, say hello.
That's hilarious.
She was a freak when I was a kid.
There was always a neighborhood freak. There was a neighborhood freak in my neighborhood. Fucked all the kids that played softball. She was hot. She was 21.
Always had torn jeans.
They always knew a lot about rock. They always introduced you to some old Sabbath. She'd play some old Zeppelin. Like, I didn't know. I was musically illiterate at the point. I learned a lot about music from this lady. She's a nice lady.
Did she smell like cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was hot.
My street girl smelled like cigarettes.
I thought it was hot. I thought girls that smelled like a woman that smelled like she smoked cigarettes, that it was hot. Because it was like a dangerous lady. Doesn't give a fuck about cancer. That's my rationale when I was a kid. I thought it was the dumbest thing for you to do for your health, but I also thought it was hot if girls smoked cigarettes.
I'll tell you what how hard it was in my neighborhood to score. That on Facebook, most of the kids I'm friends with from my neighborhood are married. They married their high school sweethearts. That's how anti-sex, not anti-sex, but my high school was very
old school,
old
old-fashioned.
It was very old-fashioned.
You marry your high school sweetheart.
If you took a Spanish girl on a date, you had to go with her grandmother the first 3 or 4 dates. Italian girl, sometimes you got to bring the abuela, the grandma with you. It was a different time. I didn't learn about sugar daddies and all that shit till I moved to Seattle. I heard all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And then the shit that you hear once you move here. I had never been raised around that shit. I'm a criminal. I don't know nothing about that fucking islands and Tom Hanks and fucking... What the fuck? What the fuck? And you hear this shit, the Epstein. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't
think Tom Hanks is a part of that.
Michael
The Tom Hanks thing
fucking...
is more or less an internet meme. It's like a joke that they're pretending that Tom Hanks is a pedophile. But the Epstein thing's real. That's what's crazy. It's like there's so much talk about all these other things when there's a whole log of people that went to this island with a guy who was a pedophile who was known for having underage girls. And he didn't really kill himself, and everybody knows it. So everybody knows somebody killed him.
Did you take the over?
What's the over?
I took the over that they're going to bomb that place where they have her.
Oh,
they can't choke her.
No.
They can't choke her, and they can't suicide her. So there's either going to be some type of disruption.
Corona.
Some type of disruption. Corona. A heavy dose of Corona.
Well, that was one of the things I talked to Oliver Stone about with Jack Ruby.
Yeah.
He said that Jack Ruby getting cancer and dying so quickly, like that didn't really make sense. And that they were working on things that you could do to people where you could inject them, maybe the cancer would die. Yeah.
Yeah, Corona.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
They're going to blow her out of there. If she has to testify, the fucking Marines got to go.
Yeah.
The Marines got to go.
E-bike accident.
Like poor Simon.
Poor fucking Simon.
He broke his back.
What he was on, though, I have 2 e-bikes. I'm addicted to that lifestyle. But what he was on is like a motorbike. It's like a Tron motorcycle has like the torque of a Tesla.
No!
It's like
he was on one of those.
One of those.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I think
helmet.
I think it's fun. It's like having a Tesla as a bike.
But is it a motorcycle or is it a scooter? Do you need a license?
Classified
as instead of like a motorbike, like X Games style, it's just e-battery.
Bro, when we were in Austin, I was watching those drunk fucks roll by on those scooters. I was like, do you need a license for that? No. You should have a fucking license. These guys are going kind of fast.
You do. You're supposed to. When you sign up for the thing, you're supposed to like take a picture of your ID and shit.
If you fall going 15 miles an hour, you are fucked. Like, I don't know if you realize how fucked you are. If you fall on concrete and you're going 15 miles an hour, you're fucked.
One of mine goes 38.
38.
Yeah, and it's just like
38.
Yeah, my juice.
Jamie's got a crazy one.
You got to know how to fall too.
Listen, bitch, you're hitting the concrete and electric poles.
It hurts.
Oh my God! Stop! You don't understand. If you hit something at 30 miles an hour, you're
that's way different than.
okay. Let's say 15.
Most
you hit
of them,
something
yeah.
at 15 miles an hour. You hit the concrete and a pole at 15 miles an hour. You have no understanding of what do you weigh? Like 200 pounds?
The ones you rent off the street have they're limited to only go like 13 miles an hour, or something like that.
If you hit a pole
20.
at 13 miles an hour, listen to me, Jamie. You're gonna get fucked up.
Fucked up.
You're gonna get fucked up, like really fucked up.
That's full sprint. I know. I get it.
Woo! But I'm saying that if you just walk
I
into
don't
a
run into
pole,
poles,
it's not
though.
nearly as well. You don't, but other folks are intoxicated. You're very well coordinated. But I'm saying it's kind of crazy. You can just pick one of these things up with no license, and you're going 15 miles an hour, booking down the street.
These
I
are
was
the ones that
watching-
you. These are the ones you rent on the street.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
supposed to
you
have a
show
license.
up.
You have to have a license.
Oh, a driver's
Whether or not
license?
like you do it without, like you can give it to your kid, but like as you sign up for it, you're giving a liability. And so,
Oh.
like you take a picture of your license.
Oh, okay. So you have to have a driver's
Yeah, yeah,
license.
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
To
That's
rent
better.
them, not buy them.
That's better.
Yeah, not to buy it. You can buy
That's
it.
better. But
Walmart.
but it's definitely more complicated than driving a car, right? Like you got to balance on that thing.
A bike?
But if someone's a slob, right?
It's not hard.
But if
it's
a
not that hard to
slob,
balance, but yeah.
if someone just has no coordination,
It's
they
just a
decide to
bike.
get on one of those things.
It's just a bike that.
Scooter?
Scooter.
It's just
Those scooters that are everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like the scooters.
You can go fast.
Yeah, you can go as fast. There's scooters that go 45 miles an hour that you could buy.
Come on. You can't do that. You need a helmet. Where's your fucking
Oh, yeah,
helmet?
you definitely have
You
to
going
have
40 miles an hour, where's your helmet? It's real common, though. But listen, at least if people fall down, they're not... you could fucking wipe into somebody. You could wipe into somebody and hurt them pretty bad.
gotta keep your eyes open. Watch
Dog,
the
they
road.
banned them in Hoboken. They
banned
banned
them?
them. They
Yeah.
banned them because they were being dropped all over the place,
Yeah.
and people were hurting themselves. That's just another fucking headache for people.
It's weird because you can just leave them on the sidewalk.
You leave them
But
on the
they're not really
sidewalk.
parked.
People are doing them at night.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking a chance. Every time you get on one of those fucking things, it's a fucking nightmare.
But
Whoever
I support-
invented that,
I support people's right to do it.
no, I don't give a fuck. Let them do it, but don't come
Yeah.
crying to me when you get hit in the fuck by a truck.
Yeah.
Don't come crying to me then.
I wouldn't advise any of my friends, especially if they're intoxicated. Like, you think I should take this home? No. If you're thinking, should I take this home, you definitely shouldn't take that home. Because a mistake, one fucking mistake.
Dog, listen, Joe Rogan.
Get a Dewey on this too, I think.
What's that?
You get operating while intoxicated.
Oh, yeah.
And you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
That makes
Sure.
sense.
My brother,
Of course you. Of
my
course you
brother, I took up bike riding during this quarantine.
I saw.
You know what time I leave my house?
I follow you on Patreon.
8:15. 8:15 a.m. Do you know why I do that? There's a reason.
Why?
Because there's nobody out.
Yeah.
I go against the grain. Like, I don't let cars behind me. I go against cars. You got something to say, you shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I wear a hooded sweatshirt with a 22 just in case.
Jesus,
I
don't tell people that.
I don't wear headphones. I put my mask on like a decent fucking American, and I take that fucking bike from Tahunga to fucking Toluca Lake. Sometimes I go on the sidewalk, whatever, but trust me, I know that I'm in danger of getting hit. Every time I get on those bikes, I say a prayer because there's a lot of motherfuckers texting. I see it. When you're on a bike, you got to work hard now. A scooter, you're in danger. You're in danger. Your best bet is to get a bike and go on the Chandler Trail. That's what normal people would do. You're pretty safe there, you know. I've done that a lot too. But the Chandler Trail is kind of weird. There's people walking.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people with fucking dogs. They're going to take their dogs everywhere. Can people leave the fucking dogs at home in California? You go to, the other day I was hungry. I went to eat, and all of a sudden the lady's sitting there with a fucking dog, social distancing. The dog can't stay home. Not one day. Everybody in California got to fucking take a dog.
They have emotional
And a
support
long
dogs.
fucking leash. Emotional dogs. Take Xanax like everybody else. Do a line of fucking Coke. What do you think Coke is up to 1,800 an ounce?
Is it really?
Really?
1,800 an ounce.
What did it used to be?
6. They were giving it away 3 years ago.
What happened?
COVID.
Borders are closed.
COVID, and they got an
Borders are
extra
closed?
6.
Oh, it's hard to get in.
COVID, and they got an extra 600 a week on unemployment. What are
You
you
see
kidding
that
me?
new Mexican tunnel they just found?
Oh, yeah,
The most
and they built-
complicated tunnel they've ever
Dog,
discovered.
that's an easy
Have you
one.
seen that,
They
Jamie?
gave them
Let
that
me see
one.
that shit.
Remember, they built 20 at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
And they want you to find
They
one.
sacrifice one, so you have a big victory for Fox
you're
News.
jumping up and down.
Mexican
and
drug
meanwhile,
lords
fucking,
stopped at the border. The most sophisticated tunnel in U.S. history, discovered between Mexico and Arizona. Although it's not exactly clear what the structure was intended for, it had ventilation, a rail system, and extensive reinforcement. Yeah, look at that shit, dude.
That's how the vampires come in.
That's how they got El Chapo out. You ever see that? The El Chapo one's amazing. El Chapo goes to take a shit and never returns. He goes behind this little thing. He's the only thing that keeps the camera from seeing him taking a shit is a thing where you can't see him when he's sitting. So it's like a thing about this high. So he turns around towards where the toilet is, ducks down, and disappears forever from sight. Like he's like taking a shit for like 5 hours. They go in and check on the guy. They find out there's a door behind the shitter, and he's got a tunnel built in there with a rail system, like a real rail system, and lighting and electricity. It goes a mile long. So he gets under the tunnel. He gets in there. They take him off before the fucking people in the jail can realize he's gone. He's a mile away. He pops out of this building. He gets out of this building, and they swoop him up in a truck or whatever, or a helicopter, and they get him the fuck out of there. But it's hilarious. Watch. He goes behind this thing to take a shit. He's like, this is his like take a shit area. And when he does it, he just disappears. So here's his take a shit area. He's like, I'm just going to take my pants off real quick. Let me lean forward. Ducks down. Boom. He's through the floor. He's gone.
Fucking tremendous.
Bro, they had it all set up for him. They popped him out in the other end. His son got arrested recently.